And so are you.
Oh.
Hello, chat.
Wife. Silly wife. Hi, chat. You okay?
No. I just
No.
died.
You died.
Yeah.
You deaded?
Yeah. Full on.
Oh, the allergies. Ugh.
Only 3 hours late? Sorry.
It's my fault, chat. It's my fault. I didn't sleep last night.
We
And then
passed out.
I made the error of laying down after Sultans of Shadowland. I was like, I'll take a nap before the next podcast.
We didn't set an alarm.
No, I just knocked the fuck out. I full on passed the fuck out, dude. But yeah, that's on me, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat.
Yeah. But hi, NDA. Hi, Marcus.
On me for not sleeping last night. No worries, love to see you on Sultans. I'm glad! I had an absolute fucking blast, dude. Absolute blast.
My model is freezing every now and then.
It was really nice chatting with Disco again. It's been a while. The last time I talked to Disco. And Bezek and Dave are super, super cool people. The both of them, an absolute blast. Come to see again there? Maybe. I can find the time. The thing is that they do them on Saturdays. If y'all keep failing to hit weekly on my channel, I guess maybe. Maybe you'll see me on there more often.
Glad to hear you two are okay, lol. Had me worried when I didn't see a head on Twitter. LMAO! A heads up. That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally just I passed out. I passed the fuck out.
Yeah, I also passed out. But that's for... I did sleep last night. I passed out because I cried, chat. I lost my ring. Technically, it's not lost. Yeah. I know where it is. It's in the car.
Chat, if any of you guys are car peoples, car knowers, and you know how I can pull my fucking the seat out of a fucking car, like the entire chair out of a car, so that I can get underneath there and grab that ring, you let me know.
Yeah, it's stuck there. And my hand feels naked. My hand feels naked.
Ugh. Didn't feel naked when you took it off?
Huh?
Didn't feel naked when you took it off?
What do you mean?
Well, when you took it off originally.
Yeah, my hand always feels naked without the ring.
Huh.
But I take it off so that...
really fucking cute on your model, by the way.
Thanks.
I just want to say that.
I'm wearing them because I'm pretending to be smart today.
Oh. I see. I see. I understand.
Yeah. So I should share my screen to you. Also, it's the front seat. It's the front seat. It's the front passenger. That's my vtuber.
Yeah. Front passenger seat. A nipple tassel on each finger knuckle?
What is a nipple tassel?
Huh?
Oh, and it's a Honda Fit question mark? No.
Yeah, yeah. It's a Honda Fit from 2020.
Look at that, I remembered. But yeah, well, I told you why I don't wear the ring, right?
I don't remember.
It's like, it could snag on a towel and pull off.
True.
A dog could just bite my fingers 'cause shiny. My hands are super wet all the time, so the chances of the ring slipping off are like really high.
Mm.
So for real, it's an accessory used by topless burlesque performers. I've never been into burlesque. I've wanted to get into like watching shit because some of that stuff is pretty. Watching women take their gloves off.
Hey yo.
Yeah. Anyways, my love,
Mm-hmm.
how was your week?
My week was not great. That's a lie. I had a pretty good week, all things considered.
Uh-huh.
This Sunday was your birthday party, and aside from my splitting headache and consequent earache, I had a good time. Your dad let me shoot his revolver without ear protection. His revolver chambered in 357 Magnum without ear protection. My hearing is only just recently back, like today. So that's cool. Wait, let me actually.
My VTube studio keeps freezing.
Today's the first day that
You don't hear ringing?
that I don't hear ringing when I like put a finger in my ear. So that's pretty cool. Um, but but yeah, that was cool. And also, it was your birthday, and you seemed like you were having a good time. So that was nice. I also got to talk with about. I got to chat a bit more with your redneck dad, which was nice.
He's funny, isn't he?
He is funny. He is funny. Um, but yeah, how do I put this? I'm still like struggling because I'm an introvert, contrary to popular belief, and it's also been a very long time since I worked with like public, which is what kind of helped me stop being an introvert as much.
Yeah. The
It's been a
social
long time.
skills are not there anymore.
No, they've like faded, so I'm just
Yeah.
kind of quiet all the time. I'm kind of relaxing until I'm asked to do something, and I'm like, yeah, I got it, and then I go do it. I did a lot of manual labor that day. Yay!
You did.
I sure did. I did my best to make sure you had a good birthday. But anyways, um, fuck, what was you saying?
Monday.
Oh yeah, and then Monday happened, and I played Oblivion.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday happened, and I played Oblivion, and you brought me a cake. My precious wife did everything in her power to make my birthday awesome. Which was really really nice, and I really really appreciate you, baby. I really really do. Mwah. But the rest of the week I just played Oblivion, and I've done nothing but play Oblivion. And on Friends podcast. I hopped over on Mayonnaise Chase's podcast on what was it, Thursday.
Yes.
And then today we hopped over on the Sultans of Shadowlight. And now we're doing the usual Helmsman podcast.
Yeah.
That it is. Except there's no Helmsman. It's just me and my wife.
Oh.
It's the Mercury Manor edition. Because Helmsman is away. I don't even remember. I think he's in Colorado. I think he went back to his old home or something. I don't know. A small vacation, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know where he is.
Though. He's gone for the weekend, and while the cat's away, the snake and the dog play or something.
Isn't he a fox? He's a fox.
While the fox is away, the snake and the dog play. Or something. Whatever, however the saying goes. It's not important, okay? It's not important. But anywho's. Where was I?
Oblivion and podcast.
Yeah, that's basically been my week. I've just been fucking just delving myself into oblivion. Another highlight of my week is we have a couch now.
Yeah, we
We have a
do.
couch and we have a love seat, and it is great. It's so nice looking into the living room and actually seeing furniture. Being like, wow, it's not just empty space that belongs to the cat.
Yeah.
It's great, dude. It's so great. I love it. It feels so nice looking into the living room and seeing like real furniture. It's like, wow, I'm an adult living in a house.
I think what I was gonna say is, I think this upcoming paycheck, once we've, said and done, paid for bills and stuff, we
Yeah,
should get a TV.
I disagree
Why?
because this coming week's gonna be not this coming week. This coming month is gonna be a bit tight because of YouTube.
That's fair. But I'm saying more so with my paycheck, because a TV isn't going to cost more than what my paycheck is. And
I know, but
I don't need my grooming stuff until the start of July.
I know. I'm just saying. I think we should hold on to your paycheck if we can. Is what I'm saying.
That's fair.
Anyways, I don't know. We'll see. We'll survive. We'll be okay. Ultimately, we do have some cash lying on hand, so
Yes.
we'll be okay regardless. What was I gonna say? But yeah, it would be the worst idea for us to get a TV and then eventually get another console for you, so we actually have. I'm down to Patha about how like if we acquired another console and put it in the living room where it's away from like my streaming equipment, I can actually maybe play games for fun again.
Yeah.
As in like not on stream, I can actually play games like recreationally again. Not saying I'm not having fun playing games on stream. Or nothing like that. Like, 'cause I do have fun playing games.
It's just nice to get back to playing games for ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. There's games that I want to play. Which to be fair, I don't have a whole lot of time to do. But whenever I sit down to play a game, I can't help but want to
Stream it.
yeah, but want to stream it because I'm already here. I'm already at my like setup. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping I can maybe get myself into like the mood to just relax and just play games again. Because I have games that I like that I want to play, but I'm probably never gonna play on stream just because there's other games that I want to play more on stream, and there's also the games that I owe you guys. So it's like that game is just gonna sit on the back burner for eternity, right? So stuff like that, where it'd be nice to just kind of sit down and just play a game for myself. Here's Rosa, hold on to the paycheck. It's a good idea, especially these days. Yeah.
This is true.
Why do they call it a love seat, nigga? Does this mean I can't sit on it if I'm not in love?
I'm glad you read it because I wasn't able to read it.
Asteriska?
Yeah.
Will harass you while you play? And you will, because I'm still gonna obviously stream games. It's just again, there's games that I've been saying like on like the back burner where it's like I should play that at some point. But whenever I'm playing anything, I'm streaming. You know, I mean, like, I have, like, a list. Like, I have, like a list of games that I've been meaning to just touch upon.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe I will just stream them someday. But I don't know. I think it'd be nice for me to like just sit down, just play some on occasion. See my comment about seat removal? I did not. Front seat should come off when you unbolt. If you bolt underneath them, you can find tutorials on YouTube. Augie, you only need a ratchet set for seat removal. I don't know if I have a ratchet set.
My dad should.
Wait.
I'm making you smaller.
Smudge. Why? Why? This is bullshit. This is not accurate.
This is accurate
not
size.
The size.
This is accurate
not
Roza size.
False news.
You're actually...
The women are lying to us.
This small.
This is not true. This is false news.
This is accurate size,
the media
chat.
is trying to paint me as a midget. And while I am close, it is not true. Not true at all.
There you go. This is accurate height difference, right?
No.
Yeah, it is.
That's close enough.
Your tail keeps going in my face, so you're gonna go social distance.
No, I'll just take it off. I'll just take it off. It's fine.
6 feet apart.
No. 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 I'd rather be in your boobies with my tail on, if that's an option. Actually, that's fine. I'll be small. I accept. I accept.
Fuck. Fuck. There.
But anyways, how was your week, wife?
My week was a week.
One of the ones of all time?
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, wow.
My birthday was this week. Had a great birthday. As great of a birthday as it could be. So there's that. Then it was Monday. I had eye doctor's appointment on Monday. I cleaned my kitchen. And then Tuesday I had work. And I made homemade pizza bagels for Roza. For her
You
birthday.
sure did. You sure did.
And
They were delicious.
And I got her an Oreo birthday cake. And then every other day mixed together. I don't remember this week for real. On God. Being 100% honest with you. Yeah. So, there's that. Nice. Both of those look good. Oh, you took pictures of the homemade pizza bagels?
What?
Baby?
Huh?
You took pictures of the homemade pizza bagels?
I did. I posted it on Twitter.
Oh.
I took a picture of them and I posted it on Twitter. And everyone was like, wow. And I got a bunch of likes.
Okay.
And everybody liked it.
You need to
It's
have
true.
a setting where your Blonza also turns orange. That's what I need from you.
That'll be so hard to make. The best way to make that would be to actually just like, cause like that point's more complicated. The best way to make that would be to actually just take out the fucking the same way that like Dark Rosa exists. Ow, my fingers. The best way would be to whatchamacallit. Oh Jesus. To make a like a repainted color options for the model. So basically like take all the models like image files.
Yep.
Repaint them, or no, duplicate them, repaint them.
That's what
And
I'm
then
about to
make
have to
a
do
new version of the model.
with this model.
Why?
Because the color placement in the hair
Huh?
is going to be different. The color placement in my hair is going to be different. So I actually have to go into the model files and change the art meshes manually in Clip Studio Paint.
Oh. Are you like allowed to do that though?
Yeah.
With that model?
Yeah. It's,
Okay.
There's literally instructions in the manual on how to do it.
Okay. Okay.
Just because it's a customizable model.
Okay.
So it'd be weird if you couldn't customize your customizable model.
No, you're totally right. It's just normally artists are like, you can't alter the work. You can only
Well, Suika's based.
setting on. That's true. Suika's pretty cool.
Suika's pretty based. So.
Fair enough.
Oh. Okay. Well, anyway, we should get started.
Yeah. I've got a few here that I want to talk about.
Okay. Is there a specific order you want to go in?
Not particularly.
Okay. I have no funny news, unfortunately. So.
I have one.
Yeah. Oh. This reminds me.
Maybe two, actually.
I need to open an article for it.
By the way, chat, I just want to mention real quickly is maybe one of the articles that you're bringing up wouldn't happen to be the South Africa stuff, right?
Hold on. No.
Okay. Okay, so it's something I considered whether or not I want to cover it. And the reason why is because there's a lot of bullshit retardation from both sides on it.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, it's going to devolve to be talking about Jews. Which is the one thing
We're
shouldn't
good
do
then.
on YouTube.
We don't need to talk about it. It does not need to be discussed. It's not a topic I would want to cover anyways.
I took the time to dig into it a little bit.
Yeah.
And would you look at that? I found the end of the rabbit hole. I found the end of the rabbi hole.
Wait it. Wait it. Horrible.
Oh man. Anyways. I
Shame.
I actually need to tweet that.
Quit it. Anyways, chat. To start off with, we're talking about the Mexican Navy ship that smashed into Brooklyn Bridge. Did you hear about this, baby?
Yes, I actually covered this just earlier today.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Hold on. What just happened? Where in the world is my window? Please hold. Where the fuck did it go? What the fuck? Why is it doing this? There we go.
Oh, someone's already made the joke. There's memes out there that say the further down the rabbit hole you get, the more silent the tea becomes.
Shame. Did you watch the video I just played? Anyways, chat.
I did.
It'll be played with audio now. Because my thing was tweaking. So.
That might. Oh, shoot.
So 2 dead, 2 critically injured, 15 regular injured.
Yeah. Shut up. Okay. A massive Mexican. Oh my god. I hate this shit. A massive Mexican Navy tall ship on a goodwill visit to New York slammed into the Brooklyn Bridge late Saturday, toppling its huge masts in a horrifying scene that left 2 dead and 17 injured, including 2 critically, according to fire officials and sources. I don't know how the fuck to say that.
Cuauhtémoc.
Anyways.
Cuauhtémoc.
Crew of 77, mostly cadets, apparently lost power as it was sailing out of New York on its way to Iceland, and the current carried it into the road deck of the bridge around 8:30 p.m., according to Mayor Eric Adams and footage of the crash. The collision sheared off the ship's 147-foot masts, with alarming footage capturing numerous crew members dangling for their lives from the sails and booms after the boat hit the bridge, which was a max clearance of 135 feet.
I just want to say real quickly, I don't believe it lost power. That is like it. Oh, the ship lost power is like the go-to excuse whenever something like this happens, and you don't want to just admit you're a fucking idiot. I unironically do not believe it lost power, and a big part of why I don't believe this is nobody's freaking out until it fucking hits the thing, right? These people are like, they're like waving, they're like whatever until it happens, and they have guide boats. They have fucking guide boats.
Well,
they have a little dinghy that's with them.
Here's the thing. Most people that like aren't. It could have been a communication issue, and maybe they weren't informed that something was going wrong, or they were told to keep acting like everything's fine, just in case everything went well, so that there wasn't just a fucking freak out.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. That's cool and all, right? But that's not the way that military procedure should function. If that's the case, then they're fucking they are a pathetic military institution with zero fucking sense of safety, right? Because that's not the way that fucking works. There's safety procedures for a fucking reason, right? And again, anybody with fucking eyes could see that that wasn't gonna fucking fit underneath the fucking bridge. Like, that was fucking clear. I can only imagine what the perspective looked like from the people that were on the fucking masts. They're like, hey, guys, that's like, eye level. I could, like, the bridge is eye level. Guys, hello? Like, I can only imagine what they looked like from their fucking perspective, right? So I don't believe that it was a communication issue. I don't believe that it was a, just play it cool sort of thing, because that's not the way that these people are supposed to function. It is the Mexican military, probably not the best out there, that's true. They're, they're basically fucking, I wouldn't be surprised if the ship was full of drugs.
That's crazy.
Like, that is... If it really was, like, a case of they decided to just be like, oh, safety rules? Fuck it, let's just try to, pretend like everything is fine. Hopefully everything's fine, right? That is just, like, at that point you've gone from incompetence to negligence.
Now, this here is the video that I watched, because I had seen it on TikTok first.
So, you see that guide boat there? That guide boat should be between this boat and the fucking pier. Specifically to nudge it in the right direction.
Hold on. I do think this may have been not just a fucking, like, oh, someone just didn't know what they were doing, because that boat straight up was headed towards the railing right there until it hit the bridge. When you look at it from the front perspective.
Yeah.
If someone were just driving, or obviously fucking sailing the boat, and just miscalculated, it would have been going straight like it normally would have been in the center of the water area. Instead, it's like literally
it's
heading towards the people.
Yeah, that is true.
Because it would have been behind that guide boat. And heading in a clearer direction. Because, the people are fucking running. It's going towards them. What saves them is the bridge.
Yeah.
A lot more people would have been hurt, like, if the bridge wasn't there. And the boat just fucking crashed straight onto the people.
They would have... There's a landmass there, baby. There's
That's true.
Concrete fucking landmass there. They would have been fine.
But yeah, that ship was not...
The boat would have fucking sank, though.
That was a ship that just is no longer functioning.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, you can see people fucking hanging from the fucking masts.
Yeah. This is a better perspective. There's no way someone just messed up on that boat and it was just heading in, in the wrong direction. That's a dead boat in flowing water.
There's just so many different things you could fucking do. I just don't understand how it gets to the point where it's like, where you're even fucking going towards the bridge in the first place. Like, what the fuck are you doing? There isn't a single point across the entire bridge where that fucking thing fits.
Don't these bridges lift up?
I don't think so, baby. This is gonna sound crazy, but we don't use fucking sails in modern boats.
No, I get that. But there are other, like, cargo ships that could come into bay that would be bigger than the fucking sails. Or that's cargo is pretty fucking high.
Maybe.
Because there are still bridges that lift up.
I know, but that's not one of them. I'm, like, pretty fucking confident. You see those?
Well,
you see
yes, baby, I see.
Bridge?
I'm just asking.
No, it's definitely not one of the ones that opens up, baby.
But still, I don't think this was on, somebody fucked up.
Okay, hold on. I disagree with you on the premise that there are several things that need to go wrong before the ship even fucking dies for you to end up in this situation. There are several points of incompetence.
There's any reason that the ship could have died. It doesn't just have to be like
What I'm saying is that boat shouldn't have been there in the first place. And there's every number of fucking safety measures for when the boat dies. They were near the bridge originally. They were heading the other way. They got carried by the current towards the bridge after the power went out. See how it's going backwards in the video?
Yep. That is, yeah. The flag's supposed to be on the back. So that's not the front of the ship.
Huh. Fucking hell, dude.
Yeah, that's insane. This is the video that I saw.
What's an anchor?
Ismari Romero, 43, said what was supposed to be a joyous send-off for the ship turned to screams as witnesses could see the still moving ship with its sailors, many of whom were cadets, dangling perilously. We were scared. A lot of people were screaming. A lot of people were crying, said Romero, who witnessed the gripping incident with her sister from Pier 17. We were celebrating, and we were saying goodbye and singing. We were all joyful, and they departed, and then they reached the Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah. Oh. That's scary. Being in that position is scary.
It's not just scary, it's deadly.
Yeah.
I fail to understand why they didn't drop an anchor.
At the end of the day, we weren't on the boat, and neither you nor I know anything about sailing a boat.
You're right, I don't, but I also know that there's no reason why those people should still be dangling if the fucking ship is dead and moving backwards.
Well, baby, for all you know, there's some sort of shit that they could have done with the sails. Maybe they were... I don't know. There's a lot that we don't know. Just plain and simple. There is a lot that we don't know.
Yeah, but there's also a lot that I do know.
In terms of technicality, we don't know what they were doing up there that may have helped with the boat being dead. Those people could have been up there.
They're up there as part of the show, baby.
Baby, you also have to be up there for the fucking masts.
How many people do you think are up there for the masts, baby? I'll give you a hint. You don't fucking man all the masts from up there. You don't typically dangle up there while you're handling the fucking mast. Also, this is a boat with a fucking engine.
That doesn't...
What I'm saying is those fucking masts are for fucking decoration. The people dangling on them are there for decoration.
Yeah, but when the boat goes dead...
They should come down, because
those sails, when they're open... Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Are they open in the videos, or are they already closed? This is a completely different video now.
You can see it there, baby. There's pictures. There's pictures. There's literally pictures, baby.
This is from far away. This is at night.
Yeah, but you can see the sails are closed. No, top picture. The ones from far away, you could see the sails, baby. They're closed.
Oh! They're right there. This is from a different angle. I haven't seen photos from this angle. That's why it looked weird.
Yeah, that's like right when it hits. You can see that they're closed. I don't think they had them open while they were sailing. Because that would be weird. Like, I get what you're saying, baby. But there's more that we do know than what we don't know. And what we do know is that there is like a gross level of incompetence involved for this to happen in the first place. What we do know is that they clearly didn't fucking drop an anchor. Right? They clearly didn't evacuate the people that were up in the fucking masts. Right? Despite the fact that they're like the ship moving backwards is not a gotcha. That's more of a like, holy fuck, this is like really going bad. Why the fuck? Why are they just there?
How long had the ship been dead?
Who knows? I bet you anything they didn't pass under that bridge to get there though, so it fucking beats me. It must have been a decent amount of time.
Anyways, harrowing footage from the scene captured panicked onlookers who were standing under the bridge, bolting from the riverside park as the vessel drifted towards the grassy area. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, said Aya Asan, a 33-year-old photographer from Crown Heights, who had just completed a proposal photo shoot at the park where tourists gathered to watch the sunset just over the horizon. For a moment, I thought the boat might somehow crash into the park area where the people were. I started running away. Everyone started running. Everyone was shocked, and then we saw a lot of police and heard sirens. I saw people hanging there. First responders scoured the waters following reports that crew members had fallen in, but sources later said no one had. That's all the damage that had been done. Retired Navy Captain Alfred S. McLaren called the tragic incident inconceivable. I'm dumbfounded, the former nuclear submarine captain said.
Same, dude.
I could lose power and drift, so the question is just how fast were they going? But why didn't they use a rudder one way or another? One of the first things I would have done is drop my anchor or anchors. The mutilated ship is currently idle in the water while emergency responders work at Pier 16 to care for the wounded. It's expected to be moved to Pier 36, resources said. Those in critical condition were transported to nearby hospitals for treatment.
I don't know if that nuclear submarine captain knows all the logistics. Maybe he doesn't know what he's talking about. Benefit of the doubt, benefit of the doubt.
You are such a smartass. I can't stand you. You're insufferable, you know that, right? Fire officials warned motorists to expect traffic delays and road closures near New Dock Street and Water Street in Brooklyn. The bridge, which suffered minor damage, has since reopened to the public. The vessel, built in Spain in 1982 with the sole purpose of training cadets, was in New York City as part of a promotion for next year's Sail Forth Tall Ship event, which celebrates America's 250th birthday.
That's why I love you, Rose. You keep beating you.
The stop is just the third in the vessel's 8-month voyage around the globe, which offers the Mexican cadets the opportunity to flex their sailing muscles in environments like Jamaica, Iceland, Portugal, and more. This year's class boasts 175 cadets, the largest class the nation's Navy has seen yet. The classes are getting bigger and bigger. We just keep getting more and more people, said Sergeant Hugo Calvario, the ship's orthopedic surgeon. What?
Oh my fucking lord.
We had to leave almost 40% of the crew to take on more cadets, he continued, meaning the trainees have to pick up the slack and take on more responsibilities. Well, that's what went wrong. You have all these new people.
We're not used to dealing with, like,
emergency situations. Yep.
Yeah.
Leaving 40% of the crew behind is insane. That's a large...
This is the part where we're no longer looking at incompetence, we're looking at negligence.
Yeah.
That is incredibly negligent behavior.
Yeah. The Post watched earlier this week as they skillfully climbed the dauntingly high ropes and stretched across the towers of the ship's 3 masts to conduct what in English is known as manning the yards, a universal sign of respect that is done every time a ship enters a port. It is expected to be one of 30 Class A international tall ships that will parade through the harbor on July 4th, 2026. Mexican President, I'm just going to say Claudia, because I don't know how the fuck to say her last name,
Steinbaum.
said she was deeply saddened over the deaths of the crew members. The Mexican Navy released a statement after the wreck. During the sailing maneuver of the
Holy fuck, that's funny!
What?
She's fucking Jewish.
I told you that, baby.
I did you?
Yes. I told you I didn't like her initially because yes, baby. I told you that I didn't like her initially
like-
because she was Jewish. And it felt like
I feel like this
the
went over
Jews
my
were
head.
just putting their hands in Mexico. To be fair, you were not interested in the conversation at all.
I'm sorry.
But I did
never
tell
looked
you
her last
this.
name. I know it's just, it was like, oh, like President Claudia. La Presidenta.
Yeah, la presidenta.
But this first time I've actually seen her like name written out, and right away my brain was like, Jew.
Yeah, I told you this.
Ashkenazi Jewish origin. That's great.
So great to know you listen to me, baby.
I love you. I need I'm gonna get my inhaler. I don't want to use my nebulizer right now. I'll be right back.
Careful, you might piss off the YouTube if you talk shit about the funny hat people. This is different. I do like her now, though. She's pretty decent.
I can't fucking stand her. She's a fucking idiot.
I think she's doing a lot compared to other presidents of Mexico.
I think if she wasn't a part of the cartel, she'd be dead.
So, anyways, that's not what we're talking about right now.
Where did they put my inhaler?
I don't know. That is a completely you thing. You lost your inhaler already?
I'm here. I'm listening.
During the sailing maneuver of the Cuauhtémoc sailboat in New York, a mishap occurred with the Brooklyn Bridge, causing damage to the training ship, preventing the continuation of the training cruise for the time being, they said. The status of personnel and equipment is being reviewed by naval and local authorities who are providing support. The organization added, the Navy reaffirms its commitment to personal safety, transparency in its operations, and excellent training for future officers of the Mexican Navy. So that's it on that.
Overall, more than anything, it's fucking tragic.
Yeah.
It is fucking tragic that like 2 lives were lost because of this fucking. It's like Both incompetence and negligence.
Yeah. The incompetence isn't a bad thing in this case because these are new sailors. Can't really. They've never been in this situation. And this entire thing was for the purpose of training.
Yep.
So.
Mostly just negligence. Like, you fucking 40%.
Yeah, leaving 40% of the crew behind just to take on more cadets is.
Stupid.
I'd rather have well-trained cadets with like the normal amount of people, the normal amount of crew on the ship to properly train them than have accidents happen because we have cadets on board that just don't know what they're doing. So is it wrong that when I heard 2 people died, the first thing I thought was, oh, so my jokes about this actually have to be funny? LMAO! That's crazy.
Hey.
Yeah, that's something.
Alright, what's next?
Next is the IVF clinic bombing.
What?
Yeah, there was an IVF clinic bombing. You didn't know that?
No.
Palm Springs IVF clinic bomber ID'd as Guy Edward Bartkus, a pro-mortalist who opposed people being born without their consent.
What?
I have to reload this because the New York Post is stupid, and once the video finishes playing, it'll fucking play a different ass fucking video. Yeah.
People being born without whose consent? I have questions.
The 25-year-old self-described pro-mortalist has been identified as the attacker who detonated a car bomb outside a fertility clinic in Palm Springs Saturday, killing himself and injuring 4 other people, according to sources. Guy Edward Bartkus. First of all, Guy being your first name is very unfortunate.
Your parents don't love you.
No wonder why he did this. Guy Edward Bartkus of 29 Palms is believed to have detonated an explosive device in his car outside the American Reproductive Centers, which perform IVF treatments, egg collections, and other procedures. Law enforcement sources told the Post. Bartkus allegedly described his fanatical pro-death beliefs in written and recorded manifestos as being against bringing people into the world without their consent to spare them from future suffering. On Saturday...
How do you ask someone for their consent to be born?
No fucking clue, dog.
Like, don't get me wrong, I agree. But how do you ask someone for their consent to be born?
I don't know, man. You do some tarot.
Get some tarot.
Yeah.
Oh, baby in my stomach, should I abort you or do you wish to live?
God.
Postponement.
On Saturday, FBI agents swarmed his home and evacuated the neighborhood, declaring it a quote-unquote blast zone over concerns that he could have left explosives behind.
Reasonable, yeah.
During a late-night press conference, Akil Davis, assistant director in charge of the FBI's Los Angeles field office, confirmed the agency was handling the investigation but declined to say whether the raid was directly connected to the recent fatal explosion outside an IVF clinic in Palm Springs. The FBI had confirmed the suspect was the sole fatality of the bombing, which is good.
That's good.
Tactical teams, armored vehicles, including bomb squad units in full gear, surrounded the house. Those on the ground heard a loud bang, and officials yell, "Fire in the hole," which is common during a controlled detonation, the outlet reported. The home is located about an hour away from the American Reproductive Centers, where a bomb explosion has been labeled an intentional act of terrorism by the FBI. Firefighters responded to the blast at the reproductive health facility around 11 a.m. Local time. Debris and broken glass could be seen strewn over the street in front of the center while firefighters worked outside, according to photos and videos from the scene. It's late for me, so I'm off to bed later. Bye, Marku.
Later.
That's what it ended up. That's insane.
Yeah, it's oof.
Unconfirmed reports on social media claimed smoldering body parts were found at the scene. Smoke was visible over the town, and residents told the Desert Sun they smelled a strange odor following the explosion, which could be felt up to 3 miles away. Police found 2 rifles, an AK-47 and an AR-style rifle. Baby, can you bring me the water? Because I'm the one talking. I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Huh?
I should have used my inhaler. That's just albuterol. It's not the other one.
I thought she put both of them in there.
The inhaler? You can't. You can mix them as liquids, not as gas. That makes sense.
Mm.
I mean, like, obviously you can, like, you can, nebulize them together, but you can't. They don't come together in, like, they just don't make them. They don't make them together because you don't typically combine them when you use them. It's more of like a,
Case by case?
yeah.
Okay.
They don't make the individual little cartridges of both. One and the other,
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay. Police found 2 rifles, an AK-47 and an AR-style rifle, along with ammunition next to the exploded vehicle, according to an internal briefing obtained by the LA Times. Why the fuck would he take an AK-47 and
Just to blow
another
yourself up.
rifle
Yeah.
just to blow yourself up? And also, if it was a car bomb, why? Maybe I'm overthinking it.
What are you thinking? Say it. Say what you have noticed, noticer. Say it.
There's no way he would have actually taken those.
Why not?
Because his plan was to kill himself. He did it. What is the purpose of taking those rifles if they're just not going to be used?
Hear me out. What if the plan was to, like, put the car in and then get out, and then the car blow up? Yeah, I understand. This is someone who thinks you can somehow ask unborn children for consent.
While I get that, I don't think... I don't know. Maybe it's my, like... Because you know how I listen to a lot of true crime,
Yeah.
right? And so, I don't know. Car bombs. And why would he need 2 rifles?
So you don't have to reload.
It's such a small clinic.
Maybe he expected to fight cops. Who knows?
Why would the bomb be, like, the first thing you do?
Maybe it wasn't intentional. He crashed to the building before he did it.
Crashing into the building and the bomb setting off sounds pretty purposeful.
I mean, not necessarily. There's a lot of things people don't anticipate when they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go crash. Like if you've ever been in a car crash before, I don't think people comprehend how cars are made to crumble. And the fact that just because the car crumbles does not mean that you will not experience any sort of forces. It also does not mean that things in your car will not be shook around.
Yeah.
So, could have been an accidental detonation.
Shrugs. Thomas Bickle, a nearby resident, told ABC7 about the moment deputies knocked on his door and told him he had to leave his home. There was just a bunch of sheriff deputies going door to door telling everyone to leave, Bickle told the outlet. There wasn't a whole lot of activity. Like, at that point, none of this was closed down yet. My little house happened to be the closest house to the house that they're investigating, so I was one of the first ones to get told to evacuate, he said. Bickle said the situation has left him shaken, especially considering how close his family was to potential danger. I have kids, and they come hang out at my house sometimes. And knowing that someone was building a bomb that close to where me and my kids are, it's pretty scary. The FBI has not yet confirmed the materials found in the 29 Palms home.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I do get where you're going with like the AK-47 and like the other rifle being found.
It just doesn't seem...
Yeah, I do get where you're going. I just think there's enough plausible deniability in both ways that I could see that going either way. Like I can reasonably be like, yeah, you just brought the guns just in case. Maybe he thought he'd live, you know. Maybe he, you know, the plan was to crash it in, get out of the car, detonate it, and then shoot cops or whoever shows up, right? Like, you know, have a GTA moment, right? Who knows what the fuck this guy was planning?
I don't
Right.
know. Just compared to other, like... And everyone's different, right? Like, everyone's different.
I agree. I agree with the sentiment of it being fucked up to bring humans into this world if you're not ready to take care of them and you know that they're gonna go through some tough shit. I agree with that sentiment, right? But like this is someone who would take it a step further and say without the consent of, you know, the unborn child. Like how the fuck do you ask that child for consent? Like I don't think this person's thought through even their own fucking philosophy.
Mm.
And if you wanted, here's the thing. If this was like an FBI or CIA plant or something with like the guns, like this is such a weird one to do it on. Like this is like a very like. Here's the thing. This is.
I disagree.
Go on.
I don't think it's a weird one to do it on. Because what I saw after this was a lot of pro-life people.
Yeah.
like just dogging on pro-choice because of this incident, even though this has nothing to do with pro-choice
There's nothing to do with that, though.
or pro-life. Yeah, I know.
It's just like some like individual fucking dickweed,
Yep.
like having its own.
That
his own
doesn't
weird
change the
fucking
fact that,
philosophy.
from what I've seen, pro-lifers took it and ran.
I
And I don't think that's, like, yes,
think that's just
that's
pro-lifers
like
being
just
fucking retarded.
pro-lifers being retarded, yes. But with, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm overreaching.
I do think this is an overreach situation.
It just
Here's
feels
the thing,
weird.
right? Here's the thing, and this is why I say this. If it was the FBI plant,
Hi, typing.
his reasoning wouldn't be, oh, it's wrong to bring babies into this blah 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 blah. It would be overpopulation.
Well, hold on. I don't think that he did it because of, right, like, being an FBI plant. I think to make things seem a bit worse than what, well, no, things are horrible. But to make it seem like,
You think they planted an AK-47 and an AR style rifle along with like a car bomb?
no.
Like-
I think the car bomb was him, 100%.
Yeah. No. Like what I'm saying is, you think they felt the need to add these things? Why? There's already a car bomb.
I get that.
That's like saying like, oh, they added some extra salt. It's like, and
Just to be like, oh, he could have potentially done more than what he already did. Right? Like the fear of knowing that if that bomb hadn't gone off, he could have potentially gone into the building and, had a bigger
I don't know, but I think this is a stretch. Like I think this is again. I think this is a weird one to try to like.
That's
I
okay.
do see
And
where
I did
you're
say
coming
that.
from, it's possible. But I do think this is like a weird one to go that route, just cause like there's already a bomb involved, right? It's like, hey, would you like some sprinkles on your ice cream? That already has like a bunch of other shit on it, right? Like,
And the FBI
I don't know.
hasn't put some sprinkles on ice cream before?
Yes, but usually they're providing the ice cream. They don't typically put sprinkles in someone else's ice cream.
Anyways,
They'll put cherries in that motherfuckers, but not sprinkles.
that's it. Nobody else died other than this dude. So, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be pretty bitter if my name was Guy.
He does have the look, though. He does look at his face. He does have the FBI showed up and gave me an AK look.
He does.
Like, I need to understand if
Oh, fuck.
you know what? I knew a guy that looked like this growing up in high school, and because he looked like this, everyone made fun of his girlfriend. Well, I didn't go to high school with him, but I went to high school with his girlfriend. She was a friend of mine, and everyone always made fun of her because her boyfriend looked like a school shooter.
That's funny.
And he looked like this. He has the look,
I mean, me personally, I think his parents hated him.
I agree.
And maybe that's why he did what he did. Pro-mortalist is insane.
I understand the sentiment as someone who's also 25. It's a tough
at least your name
in.
isn't Guy.
It's a tough era to live in. I often feel like, man, dude, I wish I wasn't fucking born. Listen till I married you, right? There was often times where I was like, this is bullshit, right? Right? This is bullshit. I was brought into this fucking world unwillingly, forced to deal with all this fucking crap.
Unwillingly named Guy Edward Bartkus.
Yeah, but you can change your name.
It's expensive, though. And who the fuck has that kind of money?
That guy. He only has money for bombs. and
Exactly!
guns.
Hey, you can make bombs with, like, simple shit.
It costs. Do you know how much an AK-47 costs, baby?
Too much.
It costs more than changing your name.
That's why I don't think he did it! I don't think he had the guns. Maybe he did. Maybe he liked being named Guy. But that's a horrible name. Baby, if you ever suggest Guy as a name for our children, I think I'd slap you.
AK-47s on the black market run for 2,800 to 3,600.
Oh yeah, that's insane. But yeah, this is I'm glad he was the only one that died. What
On the
sucks?
lower, for 7 rifles, new and used, buying them new in America. You can get them for as cheap as like $600 for certain types of AKs.
Yeah. I think the most tragic thing about this is not that the guy died. But that a lot of people's chances to have children just went away. And their effort is destroyed.
Yeah. And the money they spent.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking money. IVF is expensive.
That shit costs more than an AK-47.
And it takes so long.
Being the US, I think an AK and an AR rifle are not much compared to a car bomb. Well, that depends who you ask. You have to remember, like, if you're like a fucking like lefty, like, fucking like anti-gun retard who thinks that fucking like AK-47s fire bullets that fucking like take chunks out of people, right? That like dismember people. I can see how you might think, car bomb versus a thing that shoots bombs,
Yeah, there are some people who genuinely think that. Next story. 2 Israeli embassy staffers shot dead outside DC's Capital Jewish Museum. This one is tragic. I think I told you a little bit about this.
I think we talked about it when we were listening to your brother spurg out. I think spurg out. Usually people spurg. It's because they're autistic and they're saying something smart. Your brother's just an idiot.
That's crazy. Anyways. 2 staff members of Israel's embassy in Washington, D.C. were shot dead outside the district's Capital Jewish Museum on Wednesday night, officials said. The suspect shouted, free Palestine, while in police custody and implied that he committed the shooting, Washington Police Chief Pamela Smith said. He was identified as Elias Rodriguez in his early 30s of Chicago. In custody, he told authorities where he discarded the weapon, Smith added. Mayor Muriel Bowser said there was no active threat to the community following the arrest. There have so far been no charges. The victims were named by the embassy as Yuran Lichinsky and Sarah Milgram. Earlier, oh my god, these names.
Yes, you later.
There you go. Israel's ambassador to the United States said they were a couple on a night out and were about to get engaged.
Fuck, that's fucking tragic.
Yeah, it's yeah. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he has directed security increases for Israeli missions and representatives around the world. So this is them.
Overnight, a deadly shooting in Washington, D.C.
Tonight, a heinous crime was committed.
A gunman opening fire at the Capitol Jewish Museum, killing 2 staff members of the Israeli embassy. New video showing the suspect being detained, shouting pro-Palestinian messages.
Free Palestine!
Police say the shooting happened shortly after 9 p.m. at a museum event hosted by the American Jewish Committee.
The suspect was observed pacing back and forth outside of the museum. He approached a group of 4 people, produced a handgun, and opened fire.
The suspect, identified as 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez from Chicago, then entered the museum and was detained by event security, according to authorities. Israel identifying the victims as Yaren Lajinsky and Sarah Lynn Milgram, a young couple who are about to become engaged.
The young man purchased a ring this week with the intention of proposing to his girlfriend next week in Jerusalem. They were a beautiful couple who came to enjoy an evening in Washington's Cultural Center.
Reaction coming from around the world this morning. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu increasing security at Israeli missions and saying, quote, "My heart grieves for the families of the young beloveds." President Trump writing, "These horrible DC killings, based obviously on anti-Semitism, must end now. Hatred and radicalism have no place in the USA," while a community mourns.
We are a resilient people. The people of Israel are resilient people. The people of the United States of America are resilient people.
And as we mentioned, that suspect is still in custody. At this point, charges have not been filed. That young couple, both staffers at the Israeli embassy here in Washington, D.C., and one of them, Sarah Milgram, had posted on her professional LinkedIn page that her goal was to work at the intersection of peace building and had a long-term effort to try and find religious harmony. Craig?
Just a sad story.
So these were 2 people who, specifically the female, whose whole purpose was to try and work towards peace. It just does not look good for pro-Palestiners.
Well, there's a lot of things that don't look good for pro-Palestiners, but...
Yeah, but there's also a lot of things that don't look good for pro-Israel.
Well, yeah, it's almost like it's a fucking conflict between fucking Jews and Muslims.
But this definitely just was not it. The victims were leaving the museum where an event was being held when they were gunned down around 9 p.m. The man had been pacing back and forth outside the museum when he approached a group of 4 and opened fire using a handgun. He then entered the building where he was detained by security. A spokesperson for the Israeli embassy in Washington, Talnaim Cohen, described the victims as 2 staff members, adding that they were shot this evening at close range while attending a Jewish event. Danny Danon, Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, called the incident a depraved act of anti-Semitic terrorism. Harming the Jewish community is crossing a red line, he said. The organizer... What?
No, I just think it's funny to feel the need to say that harming the Jewish community specifically is crossing a red line. It's not murder that's the red line. It's the fact that he's Jewish. That's the problem.
The organizer of the event at the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington last night said she spoke to the man suspected of killing 2 people moments after the shooting, without realizing he would be accused of carrying out the attack. Speaking to NBC News' international partner Sky News, Jojo Drake Kalin said she mistook the suspected shooter for a bystander when he entered the building, offering him water because he seemed distraught. "I actually offered to give him water, unbeknownst to me that I was actually looking evil in the eye," Kalin said. There was commotion and a frenzy, but no one was aware of lives lost. Moments later, police arrived on scene to arrest the suspect, named as Elias Rodriguez. Kalin said the young diplomat's reception was focused on the theme, turning pain into purpose, with the aim of bringing together young professionals, both Jewish and non-Jewish, to talk about bridge building in the Middle East and North Africa region. We were wanting to counter the us versus them narrative, she said. It's painfully ironic that at a time we were speaking about bridge building, somebody came in with such hate and destruction. The shooting comes more than 18 months after Israel launched a bombing campaign and ground invasion in Gaza following the October 7th, 2023 terrorist attack on Israel by Hamas militants, in which more than 1,200 people were killed and hundreds more were taken hostage, according to Israeli tallies. Yeah. Israel's counteroffensive has killed more than 53,000 people in Gaza, many of them women and children, according to the Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza. International aid groups and governments have also warned of the risk of famine in the enclave. Netanyahu said Sunday that Israel would allow a limited amount of humanitarian aid to flow in following a 3-month blockade. Free Palestine has become a popular refrain among supporters for the Palestinian cause. The couple that was gunned down tonight in the name of Free Palestine is a young couple about to be engaged, he said at a late-night news conference. The young man purchased a ring this week, with the intention of proposing to his girlfriend next week in Jerusalem. President Donald Trump condemned the violence. This is stuff we saw in the video. We'll be doing...
I thought President Trump was a Nazi.
We'll be doing everything in our power to keep all citizens safe, especially tonight, our Jewish community, Bondi said at the news conference. She added that Jeanine Pirro, the interim U.S. Attorney for Washington, will prosecute the case. Other U.S. officials have decreed the shooting. Right? That's what that word is?
Decried.
Decried. What does that word mean?
No fucking clue. I just want to say real quickly. I find it amusing how Israel is such a like. It's such a
Publicly denounce is what it means.
I see. I also said I think it's really fucking amusing how Israel's that one fucking place where it's just like the left is always the like, you know, anti-Hitler, everything I hate is Hitler, blah 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 blah. And the second it comes to like, you know, Israel, it's like actually we're Hitler. You know, I always find that really fucking amusing. Right? How it's like it's the one point of contention where they're like, and it's weird, right? Because like you'd think that they'd have a bit more pause before deciding like, oh man, you know, both these people are victims, both these sides are blah blah blah, yada 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 yada. Right? Like when we were talking to your brother when he came over for dinner, right? He like we were talking about this incident. Right? And for a moment I thought he was going to say something smart. But then he turned around and said that our current government is really close to becoming the Third Reich. And I was like, what?
I know. I was super confused on that too, because he was like...
Because
he was going down the right path. And then he just got the wrong
he was saying how like he's like, oh, I think everything is like a ploy, I think everything's a blah blah blah. Right? And I was like, okay, he gets it. Right? He sees what's going on. And then he like 180. It's like, okay, so let me get this straight. You think that the Jews are the new Third Reich? Is that what you're fucking saying? Like the sudden like flip, right? And I think it's really fucking hilarious because it's the one circle that they can't square off, right? It's the one thing that they can't square off, and I do find it extremely extremely funny.
Because it is. I mean, like, just they should stop calling it the third and call it the fourth. LMAO.
I actually think that's what he said. I think he did call it like the fourth. The Fourth Reich. I think
he said we're getting really close to.
Yeah,
The
he
fourth.
said that we're
Yeah.
we're getting very close to the Fourth Reich, and he said that after saying that he's noticing, like it's like, that's a weird conclusion to make,
Yeah. Just
Does the circle go in the square hole?
like overall, it's just
But yeah, it's like for people on the left, like Israel is that one point where it's like grr, we are Antifa, we're anti-fascism, we're anti, Nazism, blah 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 blah. Israel comes around. Actually, never mind.
to be fair, it's Israel.
Yeah. No, again, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. This is the same for the guy with the car bomb. I understand. Just you're also retarded.
Yeah.
Like it's,
no. Like just I think there are definitely places where protesting would be fine. I don't think shooting up
that's not
Jewish
protest,
people
that's
is
terrorism.
the answer. I don't think that's the answer at all. Wait, what did you say?
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's not a protest. That's fucking terrorism.
No,
And
yeah.
you can't even call it domestic terrorism because these are fucking
No.
people from the embassy.
That's just this is horrible. This is a horrible situation. This is tragic.
Yeah,
those
you don't
people did
fucking
not
touch
deserve to
embassies.
die.
I don't care how much you hate the country that those embassies are from. You don't fucking touch the embassies.
No.
You don't fucking do that because when you do that, you risk inciting war.
I am thankful that Israel recognized that this is just one person. This is not a whole country rhetoric.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm thankful that I live in America where something like this happens. The other fucking country has to just bow down and be like, "Damn, that sucks."
I mean,
I
any
was gonna
case
say.
could still call war. God forbid it would be a Russian embassy member or a like just any of these other big
like
areas.
Russia or China would be like one of the only times I'd be like, that's a bit
North
concerning.
Korea is another one I'd kind of worry about.
I don't think they have an embassy.
Yeah, I know. But that's why I didn't say it. That's why I said Russia. Russia, China would be instances that I'd be like, ooh, no. World War III. I do think though that Trump has good enough connections with Russia that it could possibly be seen as a just one-off horrible instance. Trump's not doing so good with China. So but yeah. My heart goes out to them and like their families and cuz it's just tragic. And they were there to talk about how to build peace between them and these other Middle Eastern countries. So these were not the people to attack. These were not the people to go after at all. And I think that the left needs to stop being so black and white for a group that is so like, oh my gosh, there's, all this, I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. They really are just, at the end of the day, they really are just black and white. That's the way they see it. And Jews are lighter skinned. That's all it comes down to at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I hate it. I don't like Israel at all.
They don't like Muslims because they agree with like the Muslim fucking religion. They don't fucking know what the fuck the Muslim religion is, and they've convinced themselves that it's not as bad as it is. Because otherwise, it'd go against their belief, which is black people can't do no wrong, right? They just see that Muslims are brown. And they're like, yeah, Muslims are the good guys.
Yeah.
Muslims are the quote-unquote minority.
I do think killing 53,000 people is insane.
Bad guys.
I do think what's going on over there is insane. I don't think Israel's in the right in that. I think
I don't think either of them are in the right in that, baby.
Well,
But I also
obviously.
Think, I also think that if Hamas didn't want people to fucking die, maybe they should just fucking, give back the fucking the prisoners, which is all that's been asked of them multiple times.
I think it sucks that the people are suffering because of a terrorist group.
Yeah, like it's at the end of the day, right? It's like yeah, it does blow, but you have to remember, it's like you're basically watching two terrorist organizations go at it. Is what's happening. It's the same shit that happens everywhere else in the Middle East, right?
Yeah.
This isn't nothing new. It's literally just two terrorist organizations.
I mean,
fact,
like, even hospitals are getting bombed.
Well, that's
there
because
is
the fucking
literally
Hamas is using.
nowhere.
Hold
for
on.
these
There's a
people to
reason
go.
why hospitals. There's a reason why hospitals are being bombed. That's because Hamas have been caught multiple fucking times using them as bases, which is illegal. That is against like the rules of war. Contrary to popular belief, there are rules in war, and that's one of the things
Nobody
you're not
fucking
supposed
follows them. There are no rules in war. What are you on about? There are rules that you should abide by, right? Like a gentleman's code.
Uh-huh.
But at the end of the day, war is war.
I agree. And so for that reason, the argument that very reason is the reason why your argument saying that, like, oh, they bombed hospitals is like null and void.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think it's to be expected. That doesn't mean I can't stand back and say it's horrible.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, oh, they're the only place that has ever done it, and for that, they're horrible people. Like, no.
No.
It's to be expected. It's war.
Shit evolves really fucking quick when it comes to fucking war.
But it doesn't change the fact that it's tragic and that citizens are having to suffer. I think agree. I can hold both. I can hold both rhetorics. I can acknowledge that both of the things are true.
I can't say what I feel about this. There are actual legal rules to war. So if you don't want to go to jail after your side has lost, you should abide by them.
Yeah, but everybody thinks they're going to win. That's the thing. Everybody thinks they're going to win. So nobody ever really cares to follow them. Which is insane. But, it is what it is. Anyways.
By the way, I just want to say I am sad that the war between India and Pakistan didn't continue. I know it's a horrible thing to say.
That is insane.
Oh, I was really hoping for a shit fight, literally.
Oh my god. Hold on, I want to step away and get ice cream because my tummy hurts. Well, it doesn't hurt. It's like rumbling.
You want to get ice cream because
my tummy's rumbling. It feels empty.
Get ice cream
because all I've been drinking is water. So my stomach is waterful, but it feels weird.
Waterful. Can you bring me some cookies?
No.
Oh.
Yes, I'll be right back.
Yay.
Why can't you say oh wait, no.
My eye's itchy.
It's also a smart idea to abide by the laws if you think you're going to win, so you don't immediately start another war and can get back to training.
Yep.
That's fair, I guess. But I also think oftentimes people in power shouldn't be the ones in power.
Plane crash?
Yeah, I know, right?
Welcome to the Foxhole?
I know.
No way! A plane crash? It really wouldn't be an episode of Welcome to the Foxhole without a plane crash, chat. There is simply no such thing. Hi. Chat, my eyes are itchy. I got itchy eyes. Oh no, not another plane crash. Fuck's that plane crash into 6. Oh. Oh no. Yep, it's bad, boys. It's bad. Sorry! Almost forgot to send you this one. You brought me the whole case of cookies? This is a mistake, you know that, right?
Well, that's why I'm taking out 2, and you can have.
Oh,
I'll take 3.
Oh.
Have at it, baby.
I can have at it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Chat, I have 7 cookies. I don't know. Hold on. I can't eat as many cookies at once. I cannot handle sweets well enough to eat this many cookies at once.
Hello.
Oh,
Anyways, chat. Another plane crash.
another week, another plane crash.
This time, me personally, I'm devastated. Anyways.
Whoa.
Tonight, dramatic images show the fiery aftermath of a deadly plane crash in San Diego.
We got multiple explosions over here. We're doing evacuation. We got multiple houses on fire.
The fire department confirming at least 2 people died and 8 injured after a private Cessna jet crashed into a neighborhood of military housing.
Another fucking Cessna? No way.
On the street itself, it looks like something from a movie, I'll be honest.
The crash happened around 3:45 this morning as the plane was attempting to land at a small nearby airport during dense fog with limited visibility.
Anyone over there?
Videos show families with young children and pets escaping their homes.
Come on, let's go!
Let's go!
Go!
I thought, oh my gosh, another earthquake. And when I opened my eyes, my whole room was lit up in orange. And I turned around to look out the window, and all I saw was a burst of flames behind my house.
According to flight tracking data, the plane took off from Teterboro Airport in New Jersey before midnight, briefly stopping to refuel in Wichita, Kansas, then lifting off again for San Diego.
Struck power lines.
Yeah, bro, these fucking Cessnas can go pretty far.
Yeah.
Collided with a house.
Tonight, a
Well, it's hobby
representative
planes,
for
yeah.
talent group saying 3 of their employees were killed on the plane, including co-founder and music agent Dave Shapiro, writing, "We are devastated by the loss." And Lester, this is the home the plane crashed into. Officials say a family was inside, and it's a miracle that nobody on the ground here was killed. The FAA is now saying there were 6 people on that plane, and while the investigation continues, authorities do not believe there were any survivors. Lester.
All right, Liz.
Yeah. So, a small plane carrying 6 people crashed into a San Diego military housing neighborhood on Thursday morning, killing at least 3 employees from a music talent agency, the company said. Sound talent group co-founder Dave Shapiro was among the victims, a company spokesperson said. It was not immediately clear who else was on the plane. "We are devastated by the loss of our co-founder, colleagues, and friends," the company said in a statement. "Our hearts go out to their families and to everyone impacted by today's tragedy." The San Diego Police Department said earlier that at least 2 people were dead and multiple people were injured. 6 people were on board when the Cessna 550 crashed around 3:45 a.m. near Montgomery Gibbs Executive Airport, north of San Diego. The Federal Aviation Administration said in a statement multiple homes and cars in the neighborhood burned when the plane went down. "I just walked it myself and down the street itself. It looks like something from a movie," San Diego Fire Rescue Department Assistant Chief Dan Eddy said Thursday morning.
Cessna are not kit planes.
Huh?
Cessna are not kit planes. I can't remember what the fuck the kit plane ones are called. I was gonna say, I was like, I don't know if those kit planes have like the fuel tanks to go across the fucking country with only one stop.
Mm.
The fuel. Oh, maybe.
Shrugs. Eddie said that all the fatalities were on the plane. Elliot Simpson, an investigator with the National Transportation Safety Bureau, said the Cessna left Teterboro Airport in New Jersey, just outside New York City, at 11:15 p.m. It stopped in Wichita, Kansas to refuel before continuing to its final destination. The aircraft struck a power line 2 miles southwest of the airport before it hit a house. Investigators are just beginning to document the scene, he said, and do not know why the aircraft struck the power line. Fragments of the Cessna were found there, he said, while a wing and the remainder of the wreckage were found at the crash site. The plane likely has a flight data recorder and possibly a voice recorder, but they have not been recovered. The airport's control tower was closed at the time of the crash, he said, noting that this not unusual for smaller airports, that this is not unusual.
3:45 this morning, we received phone calls of a plane crash down here in off Santo Road.
Do you guys normally play the videos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crews arrived on scene to find multiple homes and cars on fire. Initiated a fire attack on that to get that knocked down. We had reports that this is a private plane. I do not have where it's from, but it was coming to Montgomery Field to land this morning. We'll get more information on that here shortly.
Sorry.
Good news that I do have right now is that we have not transported anyone, homes and cars on fire.
Okay, baby, it's good.
Attack on that to get that.
I already restarted it. It's late.
We had reports that this is a private plane. I do not have where it's from, but it was coming to Montgomery Field to land this morning. We'll get more information on that here shortly. Good news that I do have right now is that we have not transported anyone from scene so far. We have the forward rate of the fire stopped. And we are currently conducting multiple searches on homes, entire streets around here. Our goal is to make it through every home that plane touched down the street, do first and secondary searches to make sure that everybody's out, and then we'll know we have complete that no one was hurt or out of here. We've evacuated multiple neighborhoods through here. That's due to the fire itself, also the fact that we have a hazmat incident now here with all the plane fuel that is flowing down the street. We initiated what's called an Alert 5 on scene. As you look behind you here, we have multiple ambulances. This is a worst case scenario, right? A plane into homes off of a runway. So as of now, though, the best thing that I have for you is that no one has been transported from the scene so far. We will continue to search, find out where the plane came from, and continue to work on that and give you updates. I just walked it myself, and down the street itself, it looks like something from a movie, I'll be honest. But we have probably, I'd say, on that block itself, at least 15 homes that are affected. And that's why we're doing our time, taking our diligence to make sure that we have a primary and secondary search so all those homes are cleared and everyone is out.
15 homes is crazy.
Dude, like, obviously, like, it's great that, like, no one on the ground died, but that's still an insane loss. That's still an insane loss, and I bet you anything the insurance companies are gonna fight the shit out of that. It gives people a fucking headache over it.
Yeah. I mean, look at that.
Everywhere.
Fucking mangled metal.
We gotta get out.
Authorities say 6 people were traveling on the Cessna Citation business.
Yeah. Multiple neighbors. Dave Shapiro. Hold on. I'll get to that. I have a list of the people that died and, you know.
Okay.
We'll get to that. We have jet fuel all over the place, he said. We have hazmat on scene right now, and we've asked for more resources to come for that. Officials say that the homes affected were all military housing. U.S. Navy Captain Robert Healy told reporters that families evacuated may be out of their homes for a while, adding that the Navy will ensure the families have intermittent housing if necessary. Well, considering it's military housing, I don't think it'll be that bad.
That'll be fine.
Thankfully, these are people protected by
By the
the
government.
government. If it wasn't a military housing place, I dare say some of those people would be without a home for a very long time.
Yep.
Describing the crash site to reporters, San Diego Police Chief Scott Wall said that there was jet fuel going down the street and everything on fire all at once. It was pretty horrific to see. Aerial footage of the crash site shows at least one residential structure destroyed and charred cars parked along the street. So this is the crash site. Yeah.
Wait, go up a second. Go up a second. They have an area just called Normal Heights.
Yeah. City Heights. Mid-city.
Bankers Hill? That's where all the Jews live.
Shut up. Yeah, it's insane. Forrest Gallagher, who lives in the area and captured the imagery, said a loud boom woke him out of a deep sleep. I went outside to my neighbors out in the street and smelled a weird burning smell, like rubber plastic smell. He wrote in a text message to NBC News. I went outside to investigate, and that's when I saw the car on fire. Gallagher, a Marine Corps mechanic, added that he did not see any plane wreckage and that he was not evacuated. What the fuck? That's insane. That could just go boom at any moment. God.
Maybe. Yeah.
Burning cars are such a fucking hazard. Jasmine, who lives in the area and asked that her name not be published, told NBC affiliate KNSD that she helped her neighbor escape her home. That's funny. I like how they say her name and they go, she asked that her name not be published. I guess they meant her last name. Because Jasmine's are common.
Baby, you can't fucking read. Read that sentence again.
Oh, and asked that her last name not be published. You can't get on to me about that shit.
I know I can't. But also, like, I was just listening to you and I was like, that's funny. And then I look up from blowing my nose. I'm like, wait a minute. Let's come back to my son, grab the ladder. Which we were able to
I have to go to the bathroom.
Help him climb over our fence, she said. The assistant fire chief appeared to mention, since reporters saying that's the beauty of what I love in this neighborhood too, military looking out for one another. In a statement on X, San Diego Police Department urged people to avoid the area and send more information would be shared as becomes available. The department added in a later statement that 2 local elementary schools were closed for the day. At the news conference, San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria thanked first responders. Every San Diegan, never say that again, expresses her appreciation to these heroes who got the job done this morning. He said, still a tragedy, and again, our hearts are with those who are impacted. We'll continue, oh wait, well, let's see what we know about those that were impacted. You muted? She stepped away.
I got poop.
Okay, you could have said something.
I did. I said I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, but then you changed the thingy. Rather than leaving on the previous
go
one.
and scroll down my page.
Rather than leaving the previous one and letting me finish reading it, there was a sentence left. I didn't get to read it.
No, it essentially just so that they would effectively continue to report on the
Okay.
That's all it said.
Go poop. How long are you gonna be?
I gotta poop, so I don't know.
She's a long pooper, Jen.
I am a long pooper, so go take over my skin and
Oh.
you can eat my ice cream if you want.
I gotta go skin walk, chat, BRB. Hello, I'm here to skinwalk. What we know about the 6 killed in the San Diego plane crash, including music executive Dave Shapiro. This thing's on, right? Yeah. Groundbreaking alternative music executive, a photographer, 2 young women just starting their careers in the music industry. They were among the 6 people killed Thursday when a private plane owned by Dave Shapiro, co-founder of the Sound Talent Group, crashed in San Diego neighborhood as it approached a nearby airport whose lights were out in heavy fog. The fire crashed on the heavy metal and hard rock scene. It could take a year to sort out exactly what happened to the Cessna 550 Citation, which hit power lines just before it crashed and killed the pilot and passengers. Investigators know there was a thick fog, problems with the runway lights, and a broken weather alert system. Said Dan Baker of the National Transportation Safety Board. That's a lot of things that line up. Really unfortunate. Especially the things that, problems with the runway lights and the broken weather alert system. Those things are pretty important. Here's what to know about the 6 people on board the private flight. Ben Shapiro, it was the connections. There's the connection Shapiro 42 made more than the music he played that made him successful. That's a crazy thing to say about a Jew. The music agency that Shapiro co-founded, Sound Talent Group, represented groups like Parkway Drive and Sum 41, but also ventured into more pop acts like Vanessa Carlton. He got into the music industry playing in the band Count with Stars that he founded with friends while in high school. Shapiro helped bring the underground $10 show alternative scene in the 2010s to the mainstream, but he also was huge in creating a community, said Mike Shea, founder of Alternative Press magazine. In this music industry, there are just too many people ripping people off and using people, he said. Dave was not like that. Shapiro was listed as the plane's owner and had a pilot's license. Officials have not said who was flying the plane. I hope it was the guy with the pilot's license. Kendall Fortner and Emma Hugh, both Fortner, 24, and Hugh, 25, joined Shapiro's agency as booking associates after graduating from college, according to their bios. Released by Sound Talent Group, which confirmed both women were on the plane. Fortner was hooked on music from a young age thanks to her father, who took her to concerts, and she showed an interest to working in the music industry as a teenager. Hugh, too, knew from a young age that she wanted to work in the industry. There was nothing Emma loved more than live music. The agency said she worked hard to save up money to attend concerts and festivals. The agency said both Fortner and Hugh were good at their jobs, which included planning tours. Daniel Williams. Williams is a former drummer for the popular Ohio metalcore band, The Devil Wears Prada, celebrated for their ability to marry melodic punk rock with metallic detours. When Williams was in the band, that's when they broke out, Shea said. Thomas Gutches, who manages rock bands and artists, recalled Williams' ability to captivate audiences at shows with his drumming as much as the band's frontman does. Daniel was putting on a show from his style of playing, he said. Williams' band, which had 2 releases, reached the top 10 of the Billboard 200, was a client of the Sound Talent Group. Selena Marie Rose Kenyon, 36, was another passenger. There's so many pretty names, and then you maybe have to read the last one. Kenyon 36 was another passenger on the flight, according to the coroner's office in San Diego. A spokesperson for Sound Talent Group said she wasn't an employee. Brian Charles Feldman, Kenyon's father, said in a statement to the Associated Press that his daughter was respected in her career as a professional photographer and deeply loved by friends and family, including her daughter and her partner. Kenyon had been traveling to photograph and support some longtime friends, Feldman said, and decided to fly home to San Diego with other crew and friends on a late-night private flight rather than a commercial flight, so she could get home early to take her daughter to school. That's fucking depressing. Oof. The world has lost a beautiful, bright light, Feldman said. And lastly, Dominic Christopher Damien, also killed, was 41-year-old Damien, the coroner's office announced Saturday. A martial arts school in San Diego, the training center, said via Instagram that Damien trained there. Jim is hosting an open mat session in his memory on Monday. So, that's what's going on with that, boys. I'm now going to go... I don't know who my wife's gonna be. I can't see chat, though. Hold on, let me pull you up on my phone, chat. There we are. They're a metalcore band. They meant by fusing punk rock and metallic metal or whatever they said. Yeah. Yeah. No NDA, this one isn't tied to the Jews. There just happens to be one involved. My wife's ice cream is pretty good, but I'm mostly interested in her water. But another week, another plane crash, chat. Classic. Moving on. I actually want to talk about this with my wife. I want to see what she has to say. What the fuck? So it's about the 17 people injured in stabbing at Hamburg. Train station has women arrested. The fire service said 4 of the injured were in a life-threatening condition. 6 others were seriously hurt, and another 7 sustained minor injuries. News agency DPA reported. A woman has been arrested after 17 people were reportedly injured in a stabbing at a Hamburg Central train station in Germany. Chat, this happened in Germany. Before we scroll down, does anyone want to make any bets? I'm gonna bet that this was done by... rubs chin, strokes beard, scratches back of the head. This was probably done by the only group of people that are allowed to carry weapons in Europe. What do you think, chat? This sounds like one of those oopsies. You know, forgot to... forgot to leave the knife at the fucking... what is it, a mosque? Is that what they're fucking called? Oopsies. Yup, $50 on the muzzies. Woman has been arrested. A woman has been arrested? A woman? Boys, we might be wrong. We might be wrong, boys. After 17 people were reportedly injured. How did a woman stab 17 people? And without being stopped? On a stabbing at Hamburg Central train station in Germany. An attacker armed with a knife targeted people on the platform between tracks 13 and 14, according to the police. They said the suspect was a 39-year-old woman, and the German national A German national. What? What? Was arrested at the scene without offering resistance. Officers said they believe she acted alone. Investigations into stabbing are continuing. A knife has also been recovered. What? There was no immediate indication of any possible motive. Investigators were looking into whether the suspect may have been mentally ill. Police spokesperson Florian Abenseth said. The fire service said 4 of the injured were in life-threatening condition. 6 others were seriously hurt and another 7 sustained minor injuries. News agency DPA reported. Chat, I'm like shocked. I'm like genuinely shocked. The attack happened shortly after 6 p.m. local time, 5 p.m. UK time on Friday in front of a waiting train. Regional public broadcaster NDR reported. High-speed ice train with its doors open could be seen at the platform after the incident. Railway operator, Deutsche Bahn said it was deeply shocked. Said it? It was deeply shocked by what happened? I mean, to be fair, so am I. I'm also deeply shocked. 4 tracks to the station were closed in the evening, and some long-distance trains were delayed or diverted. Hamburg is Germany's second biggest city, with the train station being a hub for local, regional, and long-distance trains. I'm so curious about something. Hold on. I need to, hold on. I have... How do I open a new tab? How do I open a new tab? I need to... Can't fucking see, bro. There it is. Fucking ring light is like... Hold on. Someone has to have a picture.
Restreams, upload and stream is how podcasters,
Hold on,
fashion
chat.
and beauty streamers, fitness coaches, even business professionals grow their channels. Upload your video to Restream and we'll stream it live to YouTube, Facebook, X.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Crazy. Yeah, that looks like a white lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How many stories have you gotten through?
I skipped the OnlyFans one.
Oh.
After I finished going through all the names, I just went to this one. I just finished reading it. I had big bets on who the suspect would be, and everyone was like, it's a Muslim. It must be a Muslim. It's always a Muslim. No, it's fucking it's a white lady. How the fuck did this lady stab 17 people without being stopped?
They probably thought she was a muzzy and let her get away with it, and then they realized she wasn't.
Fuck.
Go. Anyways.
I'm back.
Hello.
Hello.
So you finished reading the story?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Do you want to ignore the OnlyFans one?
No. I do want to cover it. I just wanted to wait for you for this one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna miss the opportunity to flex once again how awesome my wife is compared to other women.
Okay.
I had everyone on the Sultans of Chatelet panel jealous.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
I told them about the your women deserve nothing statement.
Oh. Oh God.
About how you cut me off before I could say women deserve less and you said women deserve nothing. I was immediately like starstruck. I was like, wow. It's perfect.
Oh my God. Anyways, OnlyFans Annie Knight hospitalized after sex with 583 men in 6 hours.
So, real quickly, just to do some quick maths, right? 583, right, divided by 6.
That's like
97,
seconds.
It's 97 dudes an hour, all right? Divided by 60, that is 1.6 dudes a minute. That is more than a dude a minute. That is a dude and a half a minute. All right. Now, this is not taken into account for the fact that she may have been, being fucked by multiple dudes at the same time. So, accounting for 3 holes, that's how many men?
Hey, at least 2 wee-wees can go into...
Into what?
Into the vagina.
Dude, I've seen bitches take up to fucking 4 in both holes. Not at the same time, because you can't fit that many guys.
Yeah.
Behind a person. But yeah, I've seen bitches do like quadruple.
Yeah.
Like penetration, dude.
So
who knows what kind of fucking like Elasti-Woman abilities this fucking bitch has.
Annie Knight's on a road to recovery after having sex with nearly 600 men in just 6 hours. The 28-year-old detailed her experience in a new interview with Us Weekly published May 21st, revealing she was hospitalized.
I can't stand this bitch's voice. Anyways.
Yeah, me neither.
I bet you.
What is it with women like fucking trying to like what is it with like the like Olympics happening right now?
It is a self-hatred thing. I genuinely believe. Like, even a lot of the like pro sex work people that I know were like, this is too much. This is something like far from what we support.
Yeah, but it's one of the slippery slopes in this conversation.
There's a lot of slippery slopes. I don't think anyone expects women to take on 600 men in 6 hours. Right? Like,
I guess 583 guys in a day isn't that good for you. You don't say.
What?
You don't fucking read it.
Oh! Anyways, the OnlyFans model revealed that she was hospitalized 2 days after completing a challenge where she had sex with 583 men in 6 hours. How much do you want to bet a lot of those men are in relationships?
Yeah? You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe.
I do.
Maybe.
Anyways, in a photo shared to her Instagram story May 20th, Annie posed for a selfie while wearing a blue hospital gown and lying in a bed. Atop the snap, she wrote, "I guess 583 guys in a day isn't that good for you." Shortly after that, the 28-year-old shared another clip to her Instagram story showing that she was lying in a hospital room with her arms hooked up to vital signs monitors. Captioning the video, she joked, "Being hospitalized after taking 583 men in a day was not on my 2025 bingo card." Indeed, Annie said she was experiencing bleeding after finishing the 6-hour bedroom marathon, which took place on May 18th. "I'm not doing very well," she told Us Weekly in an interview published May 21st. "I've been bleeding a lot since the challenge. It was definitely a bit raw down there, and I did get a small cut."
Man, okay, hold on. Stop. Pause. How do you feel knowing that while we were, at your parents' place having a nice birthday get together, this bitch was getting fucking like pounded by fucking 600 dudes somewhere else in the world at the same time? Unrelated. Fucking getting raw down there and bleeding. Lube, lady.
No.
What the fuck?
I think it would have happened. I think it would have happened regardless of lube or not.
You think so?
Because your body's just not meant to take on that many people. It's not. It's not built to. And I'm honestly surprised she wasn't bleeding during.
Jesus, dude. Do you know what dry sex is, baby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god. But a cut isn't the only reason the adult content creator experienced negative side effects. As she noted, she also suffers from endometriosis, a condition in which tissue that is similar to the inner lining of the uterus grows outside of it. Baby, I'm pretty sure this is what I have. Endometriosis.
Oh no. This bitch took fucking several hot dogs and are cracking the sidewalk.
Yep. Annie added,
crazy.
"I'll definitely survive, but it is quite painful and unpleasant at the moment." Let me...
Wait.
It's not gonna show!
Stop! Before you fucking search this up, change the fucking slide on the stream.
What do you mean?
Before you look up Endro whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Don't display your fucking screen on stream.
Okay. Why?
Because you don't fucking know what's going to come up. I don't fucking trust Google.
But I know it's gonna show up.
Okay, that's great, but I don't. And also, no, you fucking don't, because fucking this shit fucking changes day by day.
Maybe it's the AI
You never
overview.
know. I know, but you see how on the side there's things with images?
Yeah?
You never know when someone's gonna show someone fucking stupid. It's better to be cautious, baby.
Okay. Regardless. Often includes pelvic pain, painful periods, and infertility. While it doesn't include, you don't have to have all of those to have endometriosis. But pain during or after sex, pain with bowel movements, pain with urination, pelvic pain, infertility, heavy or irregular menstrual bleeding, digestive issues, fatigue, spotting or bleeding between periods.
Wait, so you're telling me it's not my fault you're in pain after we have sex?
No, it is. It is and it isn't. Well, it's your fault I'm in pain because we have sex in general.
That's crazy. As if that wasn't like a 2-person fucking tango, you know? I get all the blame for just the sex happening. I more so meant it's not my penis's fault.
It is sometimes.
It's not my penis being.
It is sometimes.
No, it's not.
Sometimes
it's
you're too rough.
Oh.
But it's okay because that's how I like it.
What's that one fucking meme? Like how rough she likes it, and like domestic abuse is like the fucking car being pushed like an inch from the wall. Yeah, if we made that meme about you, the fucking side mirror would be like broken.
Any day now, I could just be like, yeah, she hits me. She's abusive. And the cops would be like, damn. It's true.
Yeah, you wouldn't be lying. So Patho is the wife, zero personal accountability.
Hey. Sometimes it's the other way around. That's why we're both the wives.
It's accountability usually.
It's all circumstantial.
I don't know if it is.
It is, and I know it.
But I almost always take accountability, even when it is your fault.
No. Actually, yeah, you blame yourself too much for things. You'll be like, yeah, it's my fault, and it, like, very clearly wasn't. It was Joe from next door.
I don't know, man. I think, here's the thing, right? I think that if there was something I could have done to prevent it, even if it wasn't up to me to do that thing, I think it's my fault for not doing that thing that I could have done.
No, I disagree.
Even if it is your fault, it's like if I could have stopped you from doing the wrong thing, it's on me. Because I didn't stop you.
Men.
What's the next story?
Hold on. As for how she's feeling about completing her goal, all in, Annie said she was shocked by how easy it was to achieve.
You know, fucking shit, you fucking dumb cunt! You don't fucking do the work, you just fucking lay there! You fucking imbecile!
Doing 583 in a day is quite a lot. So I was a little bit worried that I was going to really struggle with it, she explained. Because the most I've done before that was 24 in a day. She admits she gets worked up over people who criticize the men who participate in her challenges. At the end of the day, these men just want to have sex. God forbid a man has sex. It really upsets me when I see people coming after the guys and being so mean about the guys that showed up, because I feel quite protective of them.
You know what? On one hand, I respect that she actually gives a fuck about the guys that fuck her. On the other hand, like, you need to understand, it's not that, like, oh my god, yeah, God forbid a man want to have sex. No, it's God forbid a man want to have sex with the fucking town bicycle. Alright?
Yeah.
Is this a different story? What's going on now?
Yeah, these are different stories now.
Oh.
Anyways. Do I have a story after that? Okay, that's the YouTube video.
You can get rid of that, yeah.
Yeah.
I did send you one last thing, by the way.
I saw that. Huh?
I should send you. Actually, I don't even think we need a story to that. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I was gonna wait to open it. No, I'd rather not read his testimony. That's honestly one of the things that I didn't want to cover. Because I very well could have put it on the list. Because I've been listening to it, and I don't want to listen to it again.
Oh.
Because you know the true crime girl that I really like?
Yeah.
And how I told you she's now moving into, journalism.
Yeah.
Because she's been present at every single court hearing for Diddy's case.
Yeah.
And so she's been reporting it.
So you know about the fact that Diddy fucked his dog?
I know a lot.
Oh.
And I'd just rather not go over it again. I already hate
That's
that
fair.
I'm interested enough to listen to it once.
What I specifically wanted to go over is the fact that people are like I do want to watch what Kid Cudi. I haven't watched the video yet. Like what his response is to people like dogging on him for quote unquote ratting. Apparently.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So people have been fucking coming after Kid Cudi and calling him a rat for fucking for testifying.
God forbid a male be a victim.
Well, it's not even that. It's like, God forbid a fucking, a black man be fucking normal. Right? Like Kid Cudi's a fucking civilian. He's not a fucking, gangster wannabe. He's not one of these fucking retards. Right? He's just a fucking guy who makes music.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's not even that.
We'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah, sorry.
We'll get that when we get there.
Sorry.
Project Homecoming launches first flight of 64 illegal immigrants accepting $1,000 to self-deport. Bro, I'd take more than 1,000. I'd have to be like, you gotta pay me more. Anyways.
I don't know, man. Depending on where you live, 1,000's like fucking
gold.
No, I wasn't gonna say gold. I was gonna say like 1,000 fucking USD, depending on where you fucking live. Like that's enough to fucking retire, bro.
Yeah. That's what my dad wants us to send to him every month when he gets the business back up.
Yeah.
Like that's solid. You're set. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security conducted its first self-deport operation, dubbed Project Homecoming, with a charter flight on Monday from Texas, and made stops in Honduras and Colombia, taking 64 illegal immigrants who chose to self-deport back to their home countries. Oh yeah, 1,000 is solid.
Yeah, dude, in Honduras and Colombia, bro.
Yeah. DHS said in a post on X that all participants who chose to leave the U.S. were offered the same benefits as any illegal alien who self-deports using the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Home app. What? They received travel assistance, a 1,000 stipend.
For context, that's 25. That's almost 26,000 in Honduran lempira.
Yeah.
In their money. And was the only in Colombia?
Yeah.
That's over 4 million Colombian pesos.
Yeah. And preserved the possibility they could one day return to the United States legally. Okay, that's not bad, actually. That's actually really nice. DHS also shared a video of the events leading up to the first flight, showing families preparing to leave Houston, where they were greeted and offered food, games, and stuffed animals for their children. Oh, this is not a video about the... I hate this shit, dude. God, I hate this shit.
So, I will say, well, it's like, oh yeah, it's like 4 million Colombian monies. It's like, on like a normal day, you'll spend like $100,000 of Colombian pesos.
Yeah. So this is the video of them going about.
200,000 Colombian pesos is enough for food and some extras for a day or so. These people fucking really do just have fucking monopoly money. I swear to God.
Yo tenía plan de regresarme, entonces ya todo ese gasto yo ya me lo evito, si me entiende, ya es un provecho para mí, igual ya había tomado la decisión de estar con mi familia, sea sin la CP1 o en avión.
That's a lot of reporters.
Uno llama y ellos le dan el avión para Houston, y de Houston ellos lo llevan a un hotel, y del hotel a Houston ellos lo van a dejar en el aeropuerto y le dan comida a uno.
So they're paying for all the expenses.
Sí.
¿Cómo se lo tienen?
Yeah.
Por medio de tarjeta.
So they just straight up just pay you to buy a card. They give you $1,000 and they pay for your plane ticket and all that stuff, and you just go. Dude, honestly, this is a great idea. This is great, and I respect these people that can be like, you know what?
Aplicaron este programa CBP.
Yeah.
Estados Unidos les entregó los $1,000 antes de que abordaran al avión, y aquí a la llegada a su país, a su patria, los que llegan al centro de atención al migrante retornado, pues tienen también acceso a los beneficios que la Presidenta de la República ha creado.
Oh, so they've also worked with the leaders of those countries and created, like,
Yeah,
programs.
just to make it, so that they can, Yeah, that's great. That's actually just phenomenal.
Yeah, I didn't know how I felt about this just reading the title alone.
Honestly, here's the thing. You're being
This is
offered a
solid.
chance to like just go back home with humility and some extra money, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah. Because honestly, the $1,000 that they're giving to these families to self-deport is way less than what they're spending to track them down.
Yeah, it is.
And I 100% can respect these families. Because...
Wait,
what?
hold on. I need you to read what that says down there. Making it as easy as possible for illegal aliens to leave America, any illegal alien can simply show up at an airport and receive a free flight out of our country. Illegals can book a free flight to any foreign country as long as it's not here. You can go anywhere you want.
That's funny. I do remember that.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah. DHS said days before the evacuative order was signed that migrants would be offered a $1,000 stipend each to leave. The department said this will be 70% cheaper for American taxpayers, as it currently costs DHS on average over $17,000 to arrest, detain, and deport someone.
Yep.
So $1,000 per person compared to $17,000 per person.
This is such an ingenious fucking idea, dude. This is such a like a win-win-win. Like it's less work, right, for the fucking for Homeland Security. It's less cost for the taxpayer, and it's less humiliating for the person that needs to go. And they get $1,000, like and a free flight and like all that shit, right? Like, and you get
the question is,
grace.
How long is this project going to run? I think that's my only question. I think if this runs his entire term, or just forever, obviously at one point it has to end because there just will be no longer be illegal immigrants. I don't think it's bad for people. Yeah, I don't think it's bad for people to want to prep before signing up to leave, right?
Yeah.
So I do think this is one of those cases where I hope this stays up. I hope this is a program that will continue to exist. Just so that people have a chance of coming back the right way.
Yeah.
Because once you're deported, that's it. You're not allowed back entry. At least not for, 10 years? And 10 years is a very long time for a lot of people. Like, obviously 10 years is a long time. But 10 years in your home country that you fled from, that's a long time.
That's rough.
And that's 10 years on top of the wait that you have to have once you sign up to get your
Yeah, once you actually
citizenship.
start the process.
Yeah.
Which is also like an incredible way. I've said this before. Like the biggest issue with immigration is just that we spend so much money on like a bajillion other things. We spend so much money on like on catering to illegal immigrants that are already here. Well, we should be spending all that money, hiring more people to basically try to like streamline the system of getting people in here legally.
Well,
the reason why people come here illegally in the first place, like people that aren't criminals, right? The reason why they come here illegally in the first place is because most of them don't feel like they have a choice usually.
Yeah, the wait time is insane.
That's a big part of it, and not everyone can afford to wait, right?
No.
And another thing is, like, if you're close to turning 18, like, you might as well just wait till you're 18, because if you turn 18 while you're in the process, you have to restart anyway.
Yep.
That happened to my cousins. They ended up coming over here while they were in like their like mid-20s. Not even. They were like almost 30, like 27, I think, when they came here. And they'd been signed up since they were like 12.
Yep.
So it's just like, like it really is one of those things where it's like the biggest problem with immigration, right? Is where the fucking money is being put in. It's not being put in towards making it easier for immigrants to come in legally. It's being put in towards making sure the illegal immigrants that already are here are taken care of. And that's the biggest flaw in the system, I feel.
Yeah. I do think illegal immigrants who have been here, who have had no stain on their record while they've been here, should be allowed a path to citizenship. Especially because a lot of illegal immigrants do pay taxes. Just put in simple, they do.
Yeah. I do think that if you come to this country and you're doing everything right and you're paying taxes, right? I think you should be able to, and this is gonna sound like one of those, classic, like, oh, if you have money, you do whatever you want sort of things. But it's like, I'm sorry, but if you have a business and you have an actual stake in the economy of the U.S. and you're paying taxes, you're already doing better than some of the fucking black people that are citizens. Like,
I do think like
you're providing more for the community than half of the people in fucking New York,
And like a lot of the time, those people don't have government assistance. Like illegal immigrants can't get government assistance. Plain and simple, they can't. They have no social.
I really do think, like, if you are one of those people where you have a business here, right, and you're paying tax and you're doing everything the right way, and the only thing you did wrong was come here, right? I think there should be some grace given, and I think you should have an opportunity to essentially buy out your citizenship, right? And like, I understand why people are like, oh, but like, that's like the people that come here legally, and it's like blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, but some people really don't have a choice, right? And it's something that, it's hard to comprehend if you haven't been to the third world. It's hard to comprehend the idea that you don't have a choice. Sometimes, like sometimes it really just is do or die, right? But. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's like, if you're, and this isn't everybody, right? This isn't the case for everybody, right? I wouldn't even say this is the case for most illegal immigrants. But if you're one of the illegal immigrants that, comes here and you integrate into society, you provide wealth for your community, you start up a business, I think you should have, like, you should be investigated, right? To make sure everything is up in order. And that you're not, it's part of some gang and the business is in a front and blah, 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 blah. Right? You should be investigated. And if all of your fucking, if all your fucking hens are in row, I think you should be offered a chance to obtain citizenship.
Yeah. A lot of illegals get stolen socials off of the black market. I don't think as many as like you think. That is something that you can do, but that's not common.
I've known a lot of illegals in my life. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah. I have heard of it. But that's neither here nor there. I think my family is a very interesting case. For very different reasons than you would think. But yeah, I think that's far less than what you would assume. Just because a lot of illegal immigrants that do care about staying here do not want to get in trouble. They don't want to, overstep. Because most oftentimes, good illegal immigrants do not want to overstep. Because they know that they have already overstepped a line, which is coming here illegally. Shut up. There was a 60 Minutes documentary that had a Social Security whistleblower prove illegals take around 85 million benefit fraud every year. That's a lot, I will say.
Yeah, that is a lot.
But I don't know. Compared to them also paying taxes, I think
85 million sounds like a lot.
But it's nothing compared to the actual number of immigrants here and what the country actually makes.
Yeah.
That's nothing. And honestly, I do think illegal immigrants should be getting benefits because they pay taxes. It's just
no.
Because it's gotten to a point where you can't
I don't agree with that.
That's fine. Then I don't think illegal immigrants should be paying taxes.
I agree.
And then they should just be kicked out.
And so
but they do,
agree.
because it's impossible for you to not pay taxes in the US.
Yeah, that's true. You're paying tax no matter what, and things you're buying, and transactions.
Every single
and
day, you are paying taxes.
Yeah, that's true. But here's the thing, though.
Well, this is also the thing I argue with children too. Children should not be getting taxed.
Hold on a second. Right?
Yeah.
If we're talking about tax on transactions, right? Tough fucking cookie, even if you're coming here from another country to visit, you're gonna get fucking taxed because that taxation isn't on you as a person, it's on the transaction that you're making. If you're making a transaction in the US is gonna get their little fucking share, right? Uncle Sam's gonna get his due, right? This is Uncle Sam's turf, okay? No business happens on Uncle Sam's turf without Uncle Sam getting some fucking money out of it, right? That's not you being taxed personally.
But how come? Well, okay, then here's where I argue with you. How come the IRS is able to work with ICE to give them information on illegal immigrants if they're not paying taxes?
Well, here's the thing. That information is not tax on transactions, baby. That's information on tax returns for illegals that are filing tax returns.
Right, because they are paying taxes.
Yeah, but not all of them do this.
That's why I'm saying, baby, I think people who pay taxes, who do tax returns at the end of the year,
you think they should get benefits?
Should get benefits because they're paying taxes.
Yeah. Okay, but there's a difference between saying I think illegal immigrants that pay taxes should get benefits and saying I think illegal immigrants should get benefits because they pay taxes. Most illegal immigrants don't pay taxes.
Sorry, I said it backwards. My fault. I think illegal immigrants who pay taxes, genuinely pay taxes, should get benefits.
I agree. I totally agree with that. I think if you are paying taxes, here's the thing: the second that you fucking report taxes as a legal immigrant, I fail to understand how the fuck you even can report taxes without immediately getting fucking deported. That's just, it's odd to me that you gotta file a tax return because they fucking need your social for your fucking tax return.
I can tell you why.
Go on.
And it's because the government will not miss a chance to make money.
I mean, yeah. I agree with you, but I do find it really fucking odd that like that you even can do taxes as an illegal immigrant. According to the tax code, you have to report stolen goods as income.
That's
yeah, it's
funny.
so fucking bizarre. Yeah, dude, I hate the IRS. I fucking hate the IRS. With the fucking the fucking system they have for taxes. Like, I'm sorry, but the IRS is just straight up a gang.
I think,
anyways,
yeah, any letter abbreviated.
I do agree with you, but here's the thing: the only way that would ever happen is if they made a system where when you pay taxes, right? If you don't already have a a U.S. citizenship, and you don't already have a social security number, and you don't already have all this like identification, they make you sign up for some sort of account, and then they give you some sort of residency status.
Well, that's the thing.
As a result of paying taxes.
You as an illegal immigrant can file for a work permit. Illegals can file for work permits.
Again, I find it so bizarre.
And you are given a tax income number. And that is how you pay your taxes. Yep. You don't have to have a social. You get a tax income number. And that is how you pay your taxes. And I think that's horrible.
Like, that's ridiculous.
I think you should have a social if you're going to be paying taxes like that. Because illegal immigrants can't. Right? When all things are done correctly, illegal immigrants cannot vote. And I think if you're getting taxed yearly, you should have the right to vote.
Well, hold on. Right? Because our territories also get taxed. And they also don't have the right to vote. And they get all the benefits of being an American, as well as all the negatives. Because you have to remember, it's not like you're getting no benefits. Being here is the benefit. Right?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like you're not getting any benefits. It's
Electric Angel, you're good. Good luck on your paper.
Oof. 10,000 word paper. I hate when they fucking put like
word.
Like,
yep.
Yeah, like that's so.
Give me a page
dumb.
limit.
Don't
give me a word limit.
Like a word limit or like a page limit. It's just like it's so fucking bizarre. I'm sorry, but if I can say everything I need to say in less words, I'm going to. It's called efficiency, you fucking dickhead. Like it's literally like I hate and all colleges and schools fucking do this, and it's literally training you to fucking become a fucking bureaucrat. I fucking hate it, dude. You have to word salad everything because that is the rules. It's you're literally taught to word salad shit. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, but 10,000 in an essay isn't that bad.
10,000 is the minimum I can get it at. Yeah, I get what you're saying, baby. But here's the thing. I bet you you can get the point across in less than 10,000 words.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Whatever that essay is. It's just you are literally taught to like make filler.
Yeah.
you are taught to write inefficiently because the bureaucracy benefits from it. I fucking hate it. It's fucking bullshit. I think instead these exams should be, hey, here is a 10,000 word essay. Get this down to fucking 2. I think that would be a greater show of intelligence than fucking 10,000 word fucking essays.
Anyways, if you are here illegally, use the CBP Home app to take control of your departure and receive financial support to return home, Noam wrote. That's another thing they said. If you don't, you will be subjected to fines, arrest, deportation, and you will never be allowed to return. If you are in this country illegally, self-deport now and preserve your opportunity to potentially return the legal right way.
Yeah, I think this is great. This is an absolutely fucking phenomenal system, and whoever came up with it is a fucking genius.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, that is fucking great.
And I think the opportunity to come back legally is what is pushing a lot of these people to go.
Yeah.
I bet you it's not even the 1,000. If they left the 1,000 out and said, hey, you can come back legally, I bet you people would still go. The 1,000 is a great benefit, but once you leave, if you come back,
the 1,000 is money to fucking dump into that process. The other thing people talk about is how fucking expensive it is to fucking like do things the legal way.
Yeah, it is also expensive.
Like people always yap about how like, oh, Cuban families, all they do is send money back to Cuba and blah 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 blah. Most of the time, that money isn't even for like goods, right? Because shit in Cuba is fucking cheap.
And also, if you're working for the money, why the fuck do you care what I do with my money?
Well, I understand that one.
I don't.
But I do, because if that money isn't coming back, then that leads to inflation, because you're absolutely killing your fucking currency. But what was I gonna say?
Immigration process expensive.
Yeah, the fucking immigration process is expensive. Like, people are always like, oh, Cubans, right? They always send money back to, like, they come over here and then they just send all their wealth back to their country and blah 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, but there's a reason why. Like, shit in Cuba is fucking cheap. The reason why they send their money over there is because it's fucking expensive to do shit the legal way, and Cubans typically want to do things the legal way. Because we don't have the option to fucking, to jump a wall. We have to fucking go across the sea. you know? Oh, I say that. I say that.
There are a lot of illegal Cubans.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I say that, but most Cubans that do come here legally don't cross the sea anymore. Did you know that?
Yeah?
Most of them take flights to South America on for vacation.
Oh, and then they cross the border.
And then they border hop across the South American countries to get to Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah, I have heard of that, actually.
Yep, that's how they do it.
There was a obviously I was listening to True Crime last night. And there was a thing I was listening to where one of the cartels in Mexico pulled over 2 trucks with illegals in it and ended up killing all of them.
Oh, great.
And so the reason why it blew up was because there were Cubans, Hondurans, Colombians.
Me saying "oh great" sounded like I was like actually applauding for this. That wasn't meant. That was sarcastic. Like, oh wow, that's wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Insane shit. Yeah, I did know that's what they do.
Yeah, the only thing more fucking unpredictable than fucking the fucking cartels is Mother Nature. So people don't want to go over the ocean because you never fucking know.
Well,
where you're gonna end up.
Cartels used to be easy to read, and then people from the Navy started joining, or people from the military started joining the cartels, and that's when things got horrible.
Yep.
U.S. trained. That's why they're so horrible. They're actually good at what they do. And they don't have a honor system anymore. Beforehand, it was like, oh, civilians are civilians. You leave them out of it. And then these homies started up, and now it's just whoever's in your way gets got. Anyways. Cops make gruesome discovery near Taylor Swift's beloved holiday house. Let me refresh. I hate this fucking website. I really do. I really do. Oh, okay. That's the video it was meant to be. God.
Botox.
Likely human remains have been found washed up on a beach in an exclusive Rhode Island enclave just a stone's throw from Taylor Swift's beachside mansion, cops said. Police were called to the swanky Watch Hill neighborhood at around Why the fuck would you
Never-
say that in a fucking?
I've never heard the word dude. The word swanky is what I haven't heard in a while, dude.
Yeah.
It's pretty
At about
swanky, dude.
9:30 a.m. Wednesday, following the grim discovery. Upon arrival, officers located what appeared to be a human leg bone. The remains were collected and transferred to the Rhode Island Medical Examiner's office for further analysis. It was probably a couple football fields away from Taylor Swift's house and the Ocean House. Taylor Day, a local resident who was driving by just as authorities descended to the scene. I would never expect anything like that, especially not in Watch Hill. So, Taylor Swift's mansion is a lot farther.
Yeah, dude.
God, anything for a headline.
Anything for a headline, dude.
That's not a stone's throw away. That's... God.
I mean, depends on who's throwing.
They said it was a few football fields away. That's... No. Investigators are still working to confirm the identity of the remains, but cops said no foul play is suspected at this time. I would definitely disagree with that, Day said. I think finding a leg is very suspicious. I saw 3 police cars, 1 undercover, 2 looked like Westerly Town police officers, and there was a medical examiner pulling in behind me, Day added as he described the scene. It kind of alarmed me, and it was just something very out of the ordinary for Westerly. Swift wrote Last Great American Dynasty about the history of her 11,000 square foot mansion, nicknamed Holiday House, and about local residents grumbling over her purchase of this $17.75 million property. What does this have to do with the rest of the article?
Nothing. They just wanted to tag Taylor Swift in the article.
Dude. Oh my god.
They're eating the baby.
I thought this was going to be more, like, interesting.
So I want to understand. I think this is the greatest example of, like, how not everything you read on X is going to be fucking true, just like regular media. Because how I found this article was, it was on X, and the headline was that human remains were found under her mansion, and the Hollywood elites are animals. Under her mansion, boys. It's under her mansion. Hollywood elites, they're eating babies, and then they're leaving the parents' legs at the beach.
Dude. It's just insane. I just love how they said a stone's throw away. A few football fields away.
Yeah,
right by.
Yeah, dude, I like how like it's like the further in you read, the further the fucking crime scene gets for fucking mansion. And at the end, it's like, anyway, so Taylor Swift.
God.
Like last sentence. Oh man, that's funny. That's really funny. Alright, continue.
Anyways. This is your story. Do you want to read it?
Scalpers waste McDonald's orders to collect anime Happy Meal toys. McDonald's scalpers in Japan are wasting tons of orders just to collect Happy Meal toys, which are selling for big bucks on eBay. McDonald's Japan doesn't just have a new grand size fries and drinks available. The chain also has Happy Meals based on the manga series turned anime, Chikawa. In just 2 days, as per People magazine, the Chikawa toys were completely sold out throughout the region as customers flocked to collect the Happy Meal items. The meals contained goodies such as cups, eraser heads, and other nods to the collab. However, in order to get their hands on the Happy Meal toys, customers have been foregoing the food and collecting a slew of waste in the process. Viral video reveals Happy Meals as McDonald's scalper collects toys. It's Happy Sets. Contain either chicken nuggets, hamburger. They have hamburger options, or pancakes along with a set of fries, salad, or edamame, and corn and a drink. What the fuck? Does a scalper like mass buying? I mean, it makes sense, right? You buy one of these for like streaming the music. Please turn it off.
They're throwing away all of the food.
Yeah. They only really want the.
Oh my
fucking
god.
For the fucking toy. Yeah, you can see like, just taking the toys in boxes. This reminds me of like when I was a kid. They McDonald's here, they did a collab with the Ninja Turtles. And they had Ninja Turtle toys. And something very similar happened.
Yeah, it's insane.
You saw those trying to make a huge profit on eBay, with some listing for the Happy Meal toys being over $80. Why don't they just hold on to the toys and wait for the collabs to be over? Idiots.
Yeah.
Second place, the Chikawa items is slated for May 23rd. I love when companies are just like, you know what? We'll just do it again and devalue the shit. I will say, if there is any... Man. For all the issues with Sony and PlayStation, I have to be a little bit happy at the fact that scalpers got so fucked over with the PS5 Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so...
I meant to pause it.
Just some quick context. This is the guy that testified because Diddy fucked his dog on the beach. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, or was it in a car? I can't remember.
I don't fucking... Anyways.
But yeah, everyone's dogging on him.
Hey guys, so I just want to say, man, I've been seeing all the love and support, and I just want to say thank you so much, man. People been hitting me up the past week, just checking in, and even today, and it really means a lot to me, man. You guys are the best. I love y'all. This is a stressful situation. I'm glad it's behind me, and yeah, I love y'all, man. Big love. Go stream Neverland. Hey guys,
You know what? I respect that he just focused on like the positivity, because that's hard to do.
Yeah.
I respect that he just focused on the people that were like, because a lot of fucking people, like most of the replies that I would see on people talking about this is
Grok,
like, oh,
is this considered snitching?
He's a rat, right? Right? Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, Cootie never claimed to be a street dude. Street mentality is stupid anyway.
Yeah, so fucking it was turning his car into a fucking car bomb, I believe.
Yeah.
Or trying to.
Yeah.
And fucking his dog.
Yep.
Diddy was a white woman all along.
Is that a surprise? He's a mama's boy. I think mama's boys should genuinely be researched, because they turn out to be the most god-awful humans ever. I'm talking the ones who are a little too close to their moms. I'm talking about the one who's...
You married a non-mama's boy? A
yeah,
mama's
If you were a mommy's boy, I don't know if I ever would have genuinely considered you as an option. I'm just being serious. Because every
You married the
single...
complete opposite.
That's okay. Every single mama's boy that I have ever met has just been a horrible human being and deserves to be just shot off the face of the earth.
Why is Lazarus trending?
Can I open that?
Yeah. That's either gonna be Doom Eternal. Not Doom Eternal, but just like a Doom thing, or it's gonna be oh never mind, it's a show. I guess. The show on Toonami. I thought it was gonna be fucking a song by
Hi Junebug. Yeah.
Words.
I think it takes a lot for you to testify against someone like that. Like Diddy.
Oh yeah.
And I can respect everyone who has taken the stand. And to the reporters who are sitting there listening, just major respect. I could not do that. I could not sit there for hours a day listening to the horrible shit that this man has done. And
he's a great fucking artist too.
Yeah, I think people need to stop. God, I hate when everyone's like, "Oh, you need to speak up. You need to speak up and talk about things." And then the moment that someone does, you're ostracized. And it's just like, you want to see horrible people be put away, but the second that the horrible person looks like you, it's fine. They can be out and about and on the streets because they look like you. And your computer should be checked. Right. And your family life should be interrogated, because if you support someone like that, then I don't know if you even deserve to be here. I think if you support Diddy, you should get shot. Can I say that?
I agree. Yeah, you can say that.
Okay. Yeah. I think if you support serial rapists and human traffickers, you should be hung and displayed right by them. Because your compliance is what leads to their ability to do these things. So most of Hollywood, they support Diddy. Yeah, and I hope they die. May they be hung. Because I can't. Compliance is one of those things where, like, it really does. Sitting there and watching it happen, I don't think is as bad as doing the crime, but you played a part in it by not doing anything. And I don't understand how people can just sit there. And I can feel for those who were pressured to not do anything. Especially if you're fearing your life. I bet you. Have they released the list yet for Diddy's parties?
No.
I bet you they never will.
I bet you as well. They also never will.
And I hate that.
We should counter bet on it.
But yeah. Do you have a clip of the week you want to share, baby?
Oh fuck! Clip of the week. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Mine's gonna be the scary video.
Yours gonna be the scary video, the one that you showed me like this morning?
Yeah. That shit's insane.
Let me see what I can find. Let me see what I can find. You can go ahead and you can share your video while I look for my own.
I have to find it again. Oh, I have 2 things to share, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. One of them is advice. From a clip. Or, yeah, based off of a clip that... Anyways, where the fuck is it?
Mine's is ready to be sent. Mine's ready to be opened and seen. Have you seen this?
Hold on. Both of mine are TikToks, by the way, because that's where I watch everything. Yeah, baby. That rave thing has been a thing that has existed for a while. That clip has been circling the internet for forever.
Damn.
Anyways, chat. Brain rot. Brain rot rave.
I'll find something else then.
Anyways. Brain rot rave. Love it. Chat. If you ever visit Mexico, alright, and the streets are empty, and it's nighttime, you should not be outside. If none of the locals are outside at night, neither should you.
What happened to him?
Nothing. It was just like, why do I hear crying? And it's like La Llorona or whatever is essentially what he's hinting at. But if, just in general, if no locals are outside at night, you should stay your ass inside. Because that's when the cartel comes out to play. They play all day long, but you'll especially get fucked up if you're out at night. Especially if you're a fucking tourist and they know that you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
I'm gonna send you something else I have found.
That's also good advice for the hood, the backwoods of Appalachia, the Middle East, LMAO. Yeah, just in general. Oh my god, what is this? Is this the girl fucking deep throating the soda? God.
In big trouble. I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble, and I don't want to.
Oh my god. Okay, here's my last one. I want you to keep an eye on the lower right side of the screen.
Why is this person's house built like this?
They probably live someone older, baby. Somewhere older. In like an older apartment complex. Look at the bed. And then they just disappear.
That is so fucking bizarre.
Like, you see them pop up, right? She's scared in the corner. She's got her phone. She's genuinely horrified. And they're just indents that start popping up on the fucking bed. Runs to the other side of the room, and you can see the indents lift back up if you look close enough. And the bed just looks flat again. And I don't know what could cause that, right? Like normally I watch these videos and I'm like, oh, I can explain that.
Watching it again, the indents don't even actually look like indents. It looks like someone's pulling string from underneath.
But nobody can be under that bed. And why those two specific spots?
Like, look at it again, because they're right next to each other. Look at it again. Like, go back to where the indents are. If you notice, they're not actually like indents.
I know.
Footsteps.
They're not regular indents. People talked about that in the comments too. They're like, that's weird. But I feel like this woman is too genuinely horrified.
Yeah.
And she mentioned that she did get robbed.
Yeah, if you look at them, you'll see how they're pulling lines.
Yeah.
Not indents, they're lines.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not regular indents. People in the comments were confused as fuck about it too. They're like, those don't even look like an indent you'd see. Just
That's not from something stepping on the bed. That's from something pulling from the bed and from underneath, or pulling on the. I don't even know what that would be. Actually, it depends on what that bed's fucking made of. That's weird.
I don't know. No, like I've scrolled. I've taken my time to scroll through these comments to see maybe what people might think, and nobody can think of what would leave an indent like that.
Yeah, that is weird. That is weird. The only thing I can think of is if someone is again pulling a string, right?
Yeah.
And that tugs on but that has to be within the mattress.
Yeah. That's not like
or there would have to be several layers of blanket underneath that.
Yeah. And even looking at it, that's a thin mattress.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? So that looks even then that wouldn't make sense. It couldn't be from within the it had to be pulling the actual the sheet, because it's the sheet that's making the indent.
Yep.
Right? It had to be pulling the sheet into the mattress.
Yep.
Is the only way I can think of. That's ridiculous. That I can't think of how you would even begin to set that up for
yeah,
to fake it.
Ghost, I guess. Hey, I've had TVs turn on by themselves and an unpowered radio turn on around here. Also ceiling vents turn on and a few other things. Also could swear I felt things touch my back through my covets as I try to sleep. Swear I've seen movement in the dark. Yeah, we've had some instances here too. Perks of living next to a segregated set of cemeteries that date back to the late 1800s. Yeah, this girl lives in an old apartment. I'm sure you can tell by the look of it and the setup.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people were speculating that someone had been living in her attic, thought she wasn't home, and came down. See, I'm shaking. I, for the life of me, can't explain the prints on the bed. Those were literal indents, and also, someone was inside. They took my iPad and 2 laptops. I'm staying over at neighbors right now.
Does she make any follow-ups?
Let me see. Okay. So this is her exploring afterwards. I don't know if I should have the audio on.
Probably not.
That's just her coming back. Yeah, a lot of people were asking if she has any attics or crawl spaces. But from the looks of it, no. Cat video. How the hell did the door open on its own?
I'm alive. Okay, update. I am fine. I'm alive. And I'm back here in my apartment. I do have someone with me this time. Say hi. Hi. Okay, so yeah, obviously terrifying experience, but a lot of you were asking about the door, and so I kind of wanted to, like, I guess, address it. I don't know. I'm just as confused as you guys are. I have no fucking idea what happened. The best I could explain it is like divine intervention, or like just like some sign. I don't know, that sounds stupid, but but like that's really the only way I can explain it. You can see there's like some tape on here. The landlord just kind of like lazily kept it on there for, I don't know, like a paint job, and I have been meaning to take it off, but I didn't take it off just so I can show you this, because this door is not the easiest to open, and this is why I think it's like a divine thing, or like, I don't know, a ghost, or I don't, yeah, it's not easy. So it's not like just like the wind pushed it or anything. I think someone actually, or something, I don't fucking know.
The reply saying Queso debunked her vid.
All I know is whatever happened, I'm grateful to whatever opened this door, because if this didn't open, I don't know, some things probably would have happened. So I am very grateful. Thank you to.
I didn't notice the door opened on its own during the video.
God.
Yeah, hold on.
That didn't freak out. It's the sound the cat has heard before.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people thought it was someone who lived in her, like, attic or something. Okay. Time to look. Oh, that door. This door right here is the one that opened on its own. This?
When?
This, that's the sound she heard. This right here points to the couch.
Yeah.
This points to her room. So that door
Okay,
is this one.
I am.
So when she opens it, right?
Yeah. Hold on. It's not easy. So it's not like just like the wind.
That's the room she was recording from. In a panic. So that is insane, actually. Was it not? Hold on. I am confused. That door led to one of the rooms that's in that little hallway. Oh, some people are saying a past tenant. Oh, she hasn't posted in a month, apparently. Since this. So this happened a while ago, I guess. And it just popped up on my feed. Yeah, 325. She posted this 423. It has been a month since she has posted.
It has been.
Yeah. What the fuck is this profile?
Well,
but yeah, that's my video.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. Anyways, it is 11:28 in the PM.
Yeah. I wanted to stream on my own channel today, but I don't think I'm gonna.
You can if you want to.
No, I haven't slept, baby. I'm tired.
That's true. So yeah, chat, thank you so much for... Do you have your hammer out? You do.
Oops.
I was like, what is that?
My bad. I'm sorry. It slipped out.
It's because of the ghosts. You're ready to fight. Anyways, chat, thank you so much for coming to be a part of the Mercury Manor edition. Welcome to the Foxhole. I hope you guys also enjoy the thumbnail.
And don't forget to go fuck yourselves.
LMAO? Yeah. Which she said. Anyways. Bye, chat. I hope you guys have a good night. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.